Hello.
Hello, Danielita.
Hello, Miko Kito. How are
How are
you?
you, Danielita?
I'm good. Good, good. How are you?
Good to hear. I'm good. I'm good also. Um, I think I know what I want to do with this painting.
Mm. Go ahead. No, because the thing is that I'm trying to, because I
That was like a
asked you.
tasty.
Mm. I was asking you
Yeah.
right before we started if
Yes.
you've decided on the palette you wanted.
Yeah.
So that's why, I'm terrible, like acting surprised or like acting like lying as if
Okay,
I was like
yeah,
being
but I haven't
surprised.
told you,
No, you
so it
haven't
wouldn't
told
be a
me.
lie.
No, but I know what
Oh
palette
my
you
God.
chose. But
Spoilers.
to be honest,
Spoilers,
you
Danny.
can
Like,
see the palette right there. So you could kind of know
okay, I
the
was like
palette you
super.
want.
I started super high, Danny.
Why?
Now I'm
No.
like 30.
No, why? But
I was like super excited, so psyched. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till we start because I want to share.
a bigger
Um,
mystery than a solo priest rehearsal. You thought it was gonna be. It still is.
no, I get now. I'm at
Please.
20. Now I'm 20.
Please go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm
So
about to
let's
shut
start
everything
again.
down.
Hello.
Hello, Daniel Ira.
Hey, Kokiro.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, it's so good to know. You know, Danielita.
No, I don't know anything. Tell
Okay,
me.
turn it down a notch. I mean,
Tell
sell
me,
it.
because I have no idea about anything.
I think I figured out what I want to do with this painting.
You did?
I can again. You're at like 100. I need you at 60.
You did?
That was like 50,
You did?
75.
You did?
Yeah, I think I do.
Mm.
I'm not gonna do the High-Chroma colors.
Oh. Oh,
No.
so let me change the
No.
title.
I mean, where does chroma come from? You know, that's actually like a
Oh.
pretty cool question. So we are going to see, and I think it's gonna be cool because my plan is to do other variations on this,
Uh-huh.
in the next few weeks,
Yeah.
so we can compare
Well,
the results.
variations with the like the ground,
Not the
like a
color
neon.
ground, but
Okay.
how does a painting feel if
High
you have
chroma.
like a high chroma ground
Mm-hmm.
and you add not as high chroma as this because I would have to paint with a completely neon palette, but if you add what would traditionally be higher chroma, pigments to your palette, or you paint exclusively with those, how do those feel on top of this ground,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to what I'm going to do today, which is because I have like a constant. I've had this constant during the last 3 weeks, which is that 4 color palette that we've added colors to. We've kind of invited colors to do like specific roles.
Yeah.
We're not gonna invite anyone because I was thinking about bismuth yellow for your coat, for your jacket.
Yeah.
Um, I want to see if everything is kind of toned down
Mm-hmm.
because in that 4 color palette, we often speak about this, but the
Accent in saturation.
thank you very much is cat red, and that's
Yes.
about it. So if we
Mm-hmm.
want to make a yellow feel saturated, we have to make a lot of effort in trying to control where the yellow is in the rest of the painting so that that sole appearance of yellow feels nice and rich. I don't
Yeah.
think we're going to be able to do this today, so it's probably going to become a far more atmospheric painting than one that is like sunlit and it has like nice bright colors.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see how much of this can, influence the idea of brightness that,
Interesting.
with the colors that are on top.
I like that.
And I'm not going to plop color on top. So I'm going to just scumble it initially and see, let some of this kind of peek through.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see if it's too much or if it kind of works. Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Me too. I like that.
Yes, so that's one thing that we're doing, and the other thing is that we finally found like this plugin.
Yes.
Yes, this filter that is called Streamfx that a lot of people use in OBS, we're only using the tiniest aspect of it, which is like a 3D transform tool.
Yeah.
So as you can see, now, there's no distortion. I mean, the distortion is fixed.
Yeah.
It's not as if we have like a tilt shift lens, which I have considered buying, but I'm not going to.
No,
Those
and
are
now with
expensive.
this for filter,
Yeah, I
like,
mean, I trust a lens. I trust mechanics over software
yeah, but
100
the
out of 100
filter
times.
was free.
Yes, the lens would be quite
Exactly.
expensive. Yeah, tilt shift
So,
lenses are
no,
a
it
little
looks
expensive.
amazing. I mean, looking at it right now, I
Yeah,
could have done a tiny bit more, but it looks really good.
I think it looks great.
It looks perfect.
I think
Like,
it looks,
I mean, I'm seeing the painting
yeah,
and this,
it's a
and it
tiny
looks
bit.
very,
Yeah.
very good.
We had to crop into it
Yeah.
a little bit, so the bottom of the painting, you guys are missing it just a little bit.
But we know
But we
how to
can,
do it
yeah,
later, so we
can
could
kind of
adjust it.
futz with that like
Exactly.
tomorrow, and we can get to something that's a little bit better, especially because we're using a zoom lens.
Yeah.
So we can actually zoom out, fix the perspective, and then crop, and then I think we'll be fine.
Yes.
So yeah, two things. So let's get to it. So I'm not. I did struggle a bit. I thought, and I think it would be like a far more eye-catchy painting if I had done what I have done with the last two paintings, which is just invite this separate color, this color that's kind of like out of the range of the palette to do one specific job. And I don't usually like doing stuff like that, but in the case of the painting that I reposted of Fer today on Instagram, that
Fer
blue
and
background, yeah, that cobalt blue, where some of that umber is kind of filtering through, was perfect.
Yeah.
For that painting. It didn't feel alien. I think a lot of one big reason that it doesn't feel kind of like a cutout of a blue that's like glued on top of the painting is because of that umber underneath, and because the blue is actually quite scumbled on top, so there's a lot of that ground showing through. So that ground is tying everything together. Everything together. That's the power of having like an earthier ground that can hold a lot of stuff together. It's quite a beautiful thing. But we did that. We did that invitation with that blue, cobalt blue, for that painting.
Yeah.
We did the same for
The striped sweater.
the striped sweater. Yeah,
Yeah.
we invited Verde and Green, which is still in the palette. And I thought today, well, we can invite bismuth yellow. Then I mean that goes with the other paintings that we've been doing. But I told myself, well, just try and see how everything looks with just a very, earthy kind of down to earth, toned down palette. And let's see what this can do. Just one element. A lot of times when we have difficulty trying to assess, tons of variables in a painting, and we're trying to identify which one of those is working, which one isn't, the easiest thing to do is to like eliminate places where variables can overlap, or where, there's a ton of things that you have to deal with, but it's hard to kind of dissect them and identify them. So the easiest thing to do is to say, I have one variable and I have one constant. So my constant is going to be my 4-color palette, and I know how that behaves. Like, I know the paintings that I can do with that palette. I've done hundreds of paintings with that palette. But now let's see if I change one variable, just one. Let's see what happens. That's the best way to like learn how something has an effect, and the degree of that effect in your painting. If you isolate that variable and you say, I'm just going to change one thing, but you have to be familiar with the rest of the things that remain constant. If the other things that remain are a mystery to you, then there's no point. Then everything is going to be a question mark, right? But if you keep a lot of the things that by heart, and that you know how they work, and that you've made them work, you've put them to work with your painting, and you've seen results in your painting, or at least like you've seen results in other people's paintings, so you can see the potential of that. And maybe you're not quite there, but you can see that that's the true value of that palette. And you change something very small, then you can start to say, okay, I learned something today because I can identify it super easily. I can identify how changing one small thing, like a tiny thing, because changing the color of a ground is nothing. It's just the smallest thing you can do in a painting.
Mm-hmm.
But you can measure how that affects a painting
Everything
that you
and-
should be familiar with.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So let's do it.
So let's say hi. An early hi today.
Okay.
So, Briley Moreno was saying hello and
Yes.
good morning.
I was rewatching some of the video yesterday, and Briley had a question that we didn't get to yesterday.
Oh, sorry.
But no,
Sorry,
because we were talking
Briley.
about other stuff. But
Yeah.
we can get to Briley's question today,
So maybe if they can.
which had to do with pricing. But
Okay. So
so-
maybe if they can like,
retype it.
retype it. Yeah.
There you go. Just so that other people can read it, and we'll
I
get.
can read it so we can have
There
it
we go,
fresh.
Briley. If you can work again, or just if you had it on your notes and just copy paste,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Margo Delgado dice hola. Hola Margo, ¿qué
Hello,
tal?
Margot.
¿Cómo va todo? Pedro Sócrates dice hola.
Buena
Hola
tarde,
Pedro Sócrates.
Pedro.
David Loran was saying hola a todos. Hola David. Nicolas Mijarovich was saying hello. Hello Nicola. Jose Fails. Wow. Finally.
Yeah, but Jose can't say hi.
No,
What-
they were
what goes
saying
first?
good morning everyone. 97 degrees and
Nice.
sunny here in Las Vegas. Just last week there was flash floods.
Floods.
Floods
Or floods. I
that-
like floods.
flooded some casinos.
Oh, I love this. This is like from another planet. Vegas might as well be from another planet.
Jose, we were missing you. We were talking about
Always.
you last couple of videos.
And I'm waiting for anything that you need for that collab you suggested. So
And how's the planning of the wedding?
do
I'm
we-
sorry if I'm trying.
What? Do we know there's a wedding? I mean, it's a
Jose
fiance,
said-
but
yeah.
we don't. Well, it could be your fiance, but maybe a wedding can be like a small thing, or
No, but I'm not saying a wedding as a
well, if it needs
like
planning.
as a huge event. No, I mean
I don't know. I
if
hear
it's a
wedding.
little
I he-
gathering, you can also have preparations for a little gathering.
I
so.
hear planning of a wedding, and I feel, oh God, there's like hundreds of guests now.
If it's gonna be like a Vegas Elvis wedding, it also needs preparation because you need to.
I mean, you went with that.
Go there.
You went big.
I went Vegas.
Yeah.
Slow Turtle 822 was
Mm.
saying, hello, my job began today, which means I can only paint and watch OBL a little bit here and there. By the way, it is 100 degrees in Texas.
Jesus Christ.
What's that in
Like about
centígrados?
36, 34,
Very
36,
yeah, very hot.
35, 36.
And
Oh no, 100 is never good.
And Slow Turtle 822, you started your job as in a new job, or were you in vacations and getting back to your job?
And how's your slow sister?
Robin was sending a heart and an emoji with glasses.
Uh-huh.
Hey Robin, how are you?
Hello, Robin Sita.
Robin sent me a very cool video of a turtle
Mm-hmm.
that's been like they're washing the turtle, like
Oh, with like a
bathing. Yes,
toothbrush? Yeah,
yes.
they love that
But-
stuff.
But they did like
They have a face of
montage.
satisfaction.
yeah, but they did. Hola Samu.
Hello, Samuelito.
They did a ¿sí se dice así?
Yeah, just go for it, Danny. Go
No,
for
they
it.
did like they put an audio from
Go
a
for it.
baby
You were about to say the word.
baby laughing,
Yeah?
so it was like
Montage.
cute and cuter. So it was very good.
There we go.
Xiao 667 was saying love it.
Xiao or Ciao?
Xiao.
Oh, okay. I mean, we still have some Italy in our bodies, so
That's why you said
Ciao.
Xiao.
Ciao.
Briley Moreno
Yeah.
was saying, Nicolas,
Yes.
I'm here today.
Oh,
Nothing's going to pull me away, haha. Not sure if my question was answered yesterday, but
No,
wanted to
no, it
ask
wasn't.
about pricing one's work.
Yes, no, no, it
I've gotten
wasn't.
offers that have always felt too low for how
Mm-hmm.
much I've put into the work. I know I'm nowhere near pro, but with 60 to 100 hours in a painting, anything under 500 feels painful.
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's probably one of the toughest questions that uh, I think I was going to say people starting out, but I feel that pricing stuff is always going to be a little bit difficult
Yeah.
because there's a lot of things that go into pricing something. And you're right in the sense that it should be as simple. It should be, Briley, as simple as I worked this amount of time, and because I worked this amount of time, I am asking for this amount of money. Like that would be like the one-to-one way of pricing something, which would feel fair, right? Because I mean, if you spend, 3 months of your life painting something, and let's say, I don't know, we always just use numbers here, but let's say you want to earn $60,000 a year, and you have used a quarter of that time to paint something. So, in many ways, that painting has to be worth $15,000, because if you realize that that's the life that you either want to live or that you have to, and you think, okay, 60 grand a year, that's probably like a regular job. I would say it was almost 20 years ago, it was almost entry level for me in New York. So I was making like 55. So 60 would be okay, I guess. And, you know, it's not weird to then say, why shouldn't I ask for $15,000 for this painting if it took me a quarter of a year to paint it? I mean, it should be that easy, right? And the answer is it's not. It's way more complicated. Way, way more complicated. So on the one side, you could ask for anything, right? You can believe that your painting is worth $15,000 because you worked on it for 3 months, and you put it out there and you say 15,000. And the fact that you ask for 15,000 doesn't mean that it's going to be worth 15,000. It's like any other market. Like, things are going to be worth what people are, willing to pay for them. So you could be completely convinced that it's 15,000, but maybe either the gallery that you're working with, or maybe your own client base, like the people that you have understood as your potential market, they don't really represent people that can spend 15 grand on a single painting. I would say, I can tell you this right now, in the kind of like broader, let's say broader OPL community, the people in this channel and the people that intersect with the followers that we have on Instagram, I don't know if there's a lot of people that would be willing to pay that amount of money for a painting directly to me. I think there may be, I mean, I can think like, maybe in one hand I can count people that could consider it, but it wouldn't be easy. It's not like, you just say $15,000 and people that were considering paying 500 for something or 1,000 for something are going to be, swayed by the idea, or not going to be swayed by the idea of paying 15 grand for the, for a painting, for the concept of a painting.
And also, that's like, maybe they consider it and they buy it, but they're gonna like check that. It's not like they're gonna buy like again and again and again.
Yeah,
that easily.
Yeah, patrons, what we would understand is people that serve as patrons that would gladly say, you know what, I'm going to sponsor you. And what that usually means for artists is that you can rely on these people to be your consistent market.
Yeah,
so
like regular buyers. Yeah,
right. So maybe they bought something, from you for 15 grand, and you're super excited, and you're probably even more excited. You're over the moon because you realize I finally found not only a person that was willing to pay 15 grand for a painting that took me 3 months to do, but it seems to be a person that is willing to be in a conversation with me about purchasing more paintings every 3 to 4 months. It's not going to happen every month, by the way. Not every month the person that buys a painting off of you for 15 grand is going to be calling you. It's like, oh, what else do you have? I mean, maybe if they are reselling it for 40 and they're just super excited to buy for 50 so they can sell for 40.
But then you'll have like a super big market.
Yeah, that probably means that if you have a big, healthy secondary market, it probably means that you have a really big and really healthy primary market.
Yeah.
So, if we very quickly realize that the art market is like unfair in that sense, like you could paint for a whole year. Like shows are essentially that. You usually prepare for shows for a long time. I mean, I know painters that I love that being like last minute is the thing that makes them work really, really well. But most people, they take their time and they prepare for something. And in my case, I probably had, I don't know, around 7 or 8 shows. And I was working on them for about a year and a half on average. So it's very scary when you work a year and a half on something and the potential to sell nothing is extremely high.
Yeah.
Extremely high, because I think the potential to always sell nothing, to sell zero in your show in art is very, very high. And again, unless you are one of those people that are not the norm, but are just like out of the ordinary, or they already have like a lot of people working, behind the curtain trying to rile up that market. But for normal people like us, we are always speculating about how our sales going to go when we decide to have a show, and then opening night we have all these people there that are friends and care about us, but we don't really know if that's going to translate into actual sales. And sometimes people are like super nice and they say super, super nice things. They have really nice comments. And you go home and you realize, I can't live off of comments.
Yeah.
Like, that's super kind of my friends, but that's not enough for me if I want to make a living as an artist. So what are we left with? If we can't associate the amount of time that we've put into a painting, and if we know that the world, the world of art, the bigger world of art that encompasses not only the creative part, but also the art market, is never going to be fair to you. It doesn't owe you anything, so it's not going to treat you fairly. It's not. I always say it's not our mom. It's not our mom that saw us like every night working our butts off. Like, it's like, oh my God, you should see her. She was exhausted. Like, trying to justify why you should pay 15 grand for a painting. It's not going to happen. That doesn't happen. So what are we left with? We're left with thinking, okay, what is my potential market? Like, when I say I'm going to sell something, who are the people that are going to either come to me, or the people that I can go to that I can say, hey, I'm going to sell a painting. Are you interested? Or maybe they are showing interest in the first place. Who are those people? So the best scenario is that these people already buy art, right? They are collectors of some sort, in terms of buying art. Because when you say, for example, $1,000 for people that don't really buy art sounds like $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like, are you kidding me? That's like a computer, like that's an investment. That's huge money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to consider every year what to do with the $1,000 that I'm hopefully going to save, just by working every single day. So, that's what regular people, like all of us, I feel, would say about $1,000. But people that are used to buying art, they're going to say, okay, that's, it's $1,000, but okay, because I've been to openings, I've been to shows, I've bought paintings, I've bought sculptures maybe. And I know I know the price of art, and art tends to be expensive. It just, it tends to be on the expensive end. And they're not going to be, so hopefully, if the people that you're potentially selling this to are not going to be shocked by your prices. We never want to be saying something that just absolutely shocks people. So if you say $1,000, it doesn't shock people. In the same way that if you had like a broader market like galleries do, if you say 15,000, that doesn't shock, the right type of people. And by right, I mean like in terms of market. But that would never shock those type of people because they're used to it. There's people that spend a lot of money on art, like, money that you can't even imagine on art. So they're not scared about that price, but they know that if they are going to buy something at that price, even if they have the money to buy it, it has to make sense for them. It has to make sense as an investment, or it has to make sense in the, at the level that they're just like really moved by it. But it just has to be like something that they say, okay, I really want this. Because usually those same people that may just on a whim spend 15 grand on a painting, they're the people that can spend, as an investment, can consider spending 500,000 on a painting. Not on a whim, but as an investment. They can say, I could buy a house in another state and rent it, or I can buy a painting and put it in a warehouse and store it. And maybe in 10 years, that painting is not 500,000, it's going to be $1 million. And what other thing in 10 years could have made me, could have doubled my money in that way? Like, not much. Banks are never going to do that. And if you're going to invest in something, like, you're always speculating about things, just exploding in your face. So, at that level, art can be like a terrific investment. So if we don't have access to the people that are familiar with how, the art market works, what are we left with? With just, regular people like all of us that may be interested in having, wanting a painting. They like a painting. They maybe saw a painting on Instagram they may have gone to shows, but, it's people that kind of think, I'm not even going to ask for a price list. Like, I know these things are way beyond my power of acquisition. So I can't, I'm not even going to entertain the notion of trying to buy a painting off of a gallery or a big show. Like, people, for people, that's like a fantasy. Like, oh, this is so great, but this is not for me. It's just, I know it's not for me. So with people that are not used to buying art, we almost have to do an extra job, which is educate, and not educate from like this high ground. You're not being pedantic while educating, but educating in the sense where you're saying, hey, these are the reasons why this is worth whatever it is. And that's kind of annoying, but sometimes we have to do that job. Like, we have to be conscious that is also part of our job to, if we want to broaden our market, or if we're starting with a market that is not familiar with buying art, it is our job to, introduce them to what it means to buy art. And, hopefully we're doing this transparently so that they feel comfortable and they trust us. And, maybe we have a sale, when we are doing that, that presentation of why it's a good investment and it's a cool thing to help artists out, and, to have these wonderful works of art it's almost like as a reminder of that, very generous kind of lending a hand to an artist and saying, you know what, you're young, you may be starting, but I believe in you. I like this. So yes, I'm going to buy it. So they don't have to be terribly convinced. They don't have to be terribly moved, but they have to buy into the idea that, you're an artist that is starting out, and you're working hard, and you're making super cool stuff. And yeah, it's going to be more expensive than just going to, I don't know, wherever you go to, to buy a poster or to buy like a print of something. Maybe these people, whenever they see something that it's, or whenever they consider something to hang on a wall, $100 feels fair. Maybe $200 feels a little pricey for something like that. That's the range. Like regular people say, I'm going to hang something on my wall. And if they say, well, this is a print, people don't usually understand what prints are, but they go like, okay. And if you tell them $200, I mean, they're going to be like, woof, what?
Or they don't care that it's a print.
Yeah, or they
They're
don't
like,
even
oh,
know.
I just
Yeah, or
care
they
of
don't
the
even know.
looks.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the original.
Yeah. So that's, that's usually the place where we end up the most, with people that we have to work really, really hard to try and convince that, buying something off of us is like it's like a cool investment, that they should kind of pull the trigger and start collecting art and have a wonderful experience, like every day waking up looking at this piece of art that they hopefully enjoy. We have to be an active part of that. But the thing is, sometimes, maybe we are doing everything right. Maybe we have done a painting that we're, if we're talking about painting, we've done a painting that we're satisfied with. We have done our job in like trying to explain to our friends why a painting may be worth more money than they are, used to conceiving in terms of their art market. No, but that was the washing. We don't have clothes.
The cycle. Yeah.
So our washing machine just it sounded so.
Yeah. Sorry.
So maybe those same people, they don't really, they are buying into this idea, but they're not entirely convinced of how much money they should spend. And this is where you kind of have to reach like a middle point. You have to find a price that seems fair to you, but not a price that bends, and almost warps itself because, you realize, okay, no, maybe these people are, that want to have a painting, they don't really understand, what's going on. And when I said 500, when I said 1,000, when I said 2,000, like you could see like the spirit come out of their bodies. Like you could see that it was a price point that they were just not expecting. So I don't think we have to, I mean, it would be ridiculous for you to believe that something is worth, let's say, $2,000. And somebody asks, oh, I'm so interested in this. How much is it? And you say 2,000, and you see them kind of, die and come to life again in like a matter of seconds. And you go like, well, we could negotiate. I mean, it's negotiable. And you say, I could consider 500. Like, what? No. Like, you can't really believe that you were being fair to yourself at 2,000 and then so quickly just say, okay, I'll give it to you for 500.
Because also,
like for a quarter of the price, that would be ridiculous.
Because also as a buyer, if that would happen to me, I wouldn't want that, because I would understand that as if they were trying to fish more money out.
Yeah.
But they're okay with another price.
Yes.
So it's totally like, oh, so you were asking me more because you thought I was going to say yes.
Yeah, you saw that I had some money.
Or you thought that I could pay that.
Yeah. But... So, it's a tough, thing to come to terms with. Like, it sometimes, Briley, it's so much easier if you go to a gallery and they'll just tell you, well, maybe you're not known, so we don't have a market set for you. Like, people are gonna get to know you through this like group show, let's say. But a gallery can very quickly tell you, if you say, yeah, these are priced at $200, and they can say, oh no, that's too low. Or maybe if you go in and you say, this one is 15 grand, and they could tell you very quickly, it's like, hey, our clients are not in the 15 grand range. So you should look for another gallery, or understand that, our market is quite different from your expectation. So I think you are the one that has to, answer those questions. Like, what is your potential like client base look like? How educated are they in buying, in the realm of purchasing artwork? How much, are they willing to, like, what price is not going to just make them faint? And because when that happens, that's also super tough for us. I would say disrespectful, but also, it feels, I don't know, we feel smaller when people usually are in shock of, of what we think we're worth. Like if you say, I am worth this, because we're usually tying it to our live, the amount of work we put into something, what we were trying to say with the, work of art. And for somebody to just be absolutely shocked by our honest assessment of who we are, it's just terrible. I mean, that's a horrible thing. So to go through that, like in front of a person, it's not cool. It's never ever cool. So, yeah, it's a tough one. I wish I could tell you there's like a universal, like calculator that you can use, like hours spent and experience and potential market, and then you can, it spits out like a price point. But it's very different. It also depends from the cities, for example. It depends on the parts in the world that you live in. Art market here, as healthy as it is, I think, it's not the art market in the US. Not at all. So you can't translate American prices to the Colombian art market. That would be absurd. Yeah, there's so many variables to that. So, but the thing is, what works for me, Briley, or what may have worked for me, or what may work right now for me, is like the addition of so many things that have happened in the past that it's very hard to tell you that's what you should do. Because without all those things that have happened to me, in the past, meaning everything, meaning shows I've had, sales I've had, but also the amount of time I already know I work on something, and the people that have bought and believed in what I do throughout time, all those things, they are very, very particular, and they should be particular to your path and to your journey. So I think don't get discouraged by those things that are obviously very discouraging or have the potential to be very discouraging. I think just, feeling your way through that path, it's part of it too. It is part of it. And you're many times going to tell people a price, and they are going to, they're going to give you a look as if they've never heard that price before in their lives, as if they've never considered that anything in this planet could be worth $1,000. But they're the same people that can spend, $500 one night in a bad, meal, just in a bad restaurant, or have like a terrible experience in a restaurant and spend $500, and they say, wow, the food was bad, like terrible. Like, I'm glad that we, washed it down with this overpriced, whatever drink that we're having. And they're going to be okay with it, but they're not going to be cool with you telling them, $500 for a painting. So, I think it's, it is the way we learn. It is the sad kind of tough way we're going to learn how to navigate that art market. I hope that's a good answer, because it's very tough to give, like, to try and give anything that sounds like an answer that could be the same for everyone, because I do think it's impossible.
Yeah, but I think it was very helpful when a couple of years ago, that I was doubting about a price.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking and thinking. And I remember you told me, like, give a price that you know you're okay receiving if they accept it, so that you're gonna be okay with that price if you sell it. But also if they say no, that you know that you're gonna be okay because that's what it's worth.
Yes.
And at the time, I mean, if you hear that, it's like, yeah, but that's obvious. But it really, really helped me because at like I knew the price I wanted to ask for that specific piece. So that really helped me because it made me realize that I already knew how much it was worth for me.
That's good. Yeah, and that I think, Danny, that's the most important part. Like, I knew how much it was worth for me. Like,
Yeah, because if you go for a lower price, and let's say you sell 3 paintings,
mm-hmm.
but you sell them and you're always gonna have like that part of you that regrets selling it because you feel that that wasn't like a fair price to it.
Yeah.
So you're always gonna feel like you've traicionar, how do you
Betrayed.
betray yourself
Yeah.
by the amount of money you asked.
Yes, you're
So,
totally right.
let's see.
By the way,
This
is hell.
What is hell?
I mean, every single color looks so different from what I know it to be when put against this god awful, like, bright thing. So this is like, I don't think I had ever painted like this before. And I'm not saying it's the last time I'm going to paint like this, but oh my God, is this tough. Like the relationships change so dramatically. This palette is useless. It's absolutely useless. Any palette that I could have right here, it's useless. The only thing that could work is if I had like a pink palette.
Briley was saying, I appreciate the extensive answer, Nicolas. Painting is really just a hobby. Sometimes that comes out like smoke from a flame, so regardless of whether or not anything else sells, I'll keep painting.
That's good. That's good.
Dave B was saying, gotta find a niche market. Like the one guy only paints pics of luxury watches.
I don't know this particular person,
no,
but
me neither.
Okay, yeah. I mean, sure. If that's what you love to do, oh my God, I put red. This has red. This is cad red in it, and I put it down. It looks green. It looks green.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it looks green. I've never had a mix of like ochre and cad red, on a painting where it looks green. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is going to be horrible. Let's try this out because I need to see this. I'm just going to grab cad red and a little bit of white. Cad red and white. So there's way more cad red than there was in that. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, this is going to be awful. Oh, why do I do this? Why did I ever consider? Why would you let me do this, Danny?
Let you do it?
Yeah,
No?
it's so your fault.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. No, I mean, I knew that it was going to be complicated. But
it's horrendous.
It was your decision, so.
It is horrendous. Worst decision ever. Jesus Christ. I mean, I eventually, I can foresee this thing. If I put enough paint down, eventually this thing is going to slowly resemble something. But oh my God, what a shift. It's crazy. I don't know. Thank you, Danny.
Danny. ¿Qué tal?
¿Qué talito?
¿Qué talito? Lu Andino dice, hola Nicolás, hola Daniela, hola chat. No alcanzo a ver todo el en vivo, pero aunque sea un ratito me alegra el día.
Qué bueno.
Ay, qué bueno. A ver, Leslie Cavazos Garduño.
Cavazos Gardenia.
Dice, hi everyone, happy hump day.
What?
¿Cómo dicen que es el hump de la week? hump, como en la mitad.
Oh, dude, I've never heard that in my
No?
life. No,
Let
never.
me
Educate you.
explain to
Let
you.
me explain you.
Let me explain to you what that means. Leslie was also saying, muchos gastan más en bolsas caras, etcétera, pero se asustan con hablar de invertir en arte, la cual dura más.
No la mía, Leslie, entonces. No, no mi pintura.
¿Más que una cartera? Sí.
Bueno, de pronto sí le ganamos a una cartera.
Sí, ¿qué
De pronto
tal?
Unprimed Paper le gana a cartera.
Liad was saying hello. Hey, Liad.
Hey, Liad.
Iván dice, hola gente bella de internet y hola al resto también.
Sí, Iván.
Iván dice, is that dry already? That pink goes into my eyes.
I know. It's going into my soul right now.
And Iván dice, a ver, no, esto es de otra conversación. Dice, esa paleta medio limpiar, toda caótica, medio raspada, me da ansiedad.
¿De la buena?
Dice ansiedad, me da ansiedad.
De pronto es bugueño. Como mi mamá.
A ver, dice Pedro Vicente,
Ujú.
hola de nuevo. ¿Tienen una opinión del libro Ángelo John Grado, Mastering the Craft of Painting? Me encanta aprender de los libros, pero antes de empezarlo quiero opiniones. Por arriba se ve muy bien. Yo la verdad no
perdón.
puedo opinar. Yo no lo he
No,
leído.
¿sabes que yo
No
tampoco?
creo que no lo conozco. Si
¿Me lo
soy
muestras?
honesta.
¿Me muestras qué
Sí,
qué
ya
libro
lo
es?
voy
La
a
portada.
googlear.
Lindira Gandhi.
Kakiro. A ver mira. La portada más chiquita. Ya.
Uy, no.
Dice Basic Instruction in Form, Color and Drawing based on Frank Riley's famous
Entonces
teachings.
Riley. Yo nunca hice método Riley. No
Ujú.
sé si esa persona sea, pues haya sido del linaje, o sea, pueda enseñarla bien, de pronto sí, seguramente. Si eso es lo que dice en la portada, pues yo creería que puede enseñar eso. Em, pero no conozco el libro. Se ve re vintage, ¿no? Estoy muy equivocado.
No,
Parece
sí,
como una
pues la portada,
portada.
quién sabe si ha habido reediciones.
Pero métete en Amazon a ver qué edición, qué año es ese libro.
Eh,
La primera edición. No sé por qué siento que es como...
sí, 1985.
No sé, de pronto es bueno, pero no lo conozco. Honestamente, dentro de los libros que me sugerían a mí en la universidad, ese no era uno de los que me sugerían.
Mm,
Entonces, lo que pasa es que nosotros siempre trabajamos con la paleta abierta. Entonces no hacíamos cosas de Riley que sí las podían hacer en la clase de Madelson, pero yo nunca lo tomé a él como profe.
a ver. So I'm gonna go back to the questions that were before,
Yeah,
like questions, comments, everything.
yeah.
So NTTHT was saying hello there, Danny and Nico.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, they
Mhm.
were saying hello.
Oh.
Hello, NTTHT. David Aaron, artist. O David Aaron.
Aaron.
No,
yeah.
porque es AARO con tilde.
Ah.
David Aaron, artist.
Mm.
Dice bendiciones artistas.
Ah.
Hola David.
Muy amable, gracias.
Nukembe dice hola, ¿cómo están? Hola Nukembe, muy bien. ¿Qué tal está Nukembe? Tom
Tom.
was saying hi guys and a heart emoji. Hey Tom. Thumb, I'm sorry, so sorry.
Yeah, come on.
Hi Thumb. How are you? Miguel Ángel Sierra dice hola. Quisiera saber si Nicolás tiene en mente algún workshop en Bogotá en algún momento. Quisiera ser parte.
Muy amable. En presencial no creo que por ahora, Miguel Ángel. No creo porque, o sea, un espacio que normalmente usábamos con un amigo para hacer esos talleres cuando yo todavía estaba vinculado a la universidad, que los hacía paralelos a la universidad, pues ese espacio ya no, él ya no lo tiene disponible. Entonces tendría que hablar con alguien, o sea, yo solo no podría organizar los talleres porque pues no tengo el espacio para hacerlo. Entonces tendría que asociarme con alguien y eso lo hace un poquitico más complejo. No imposible, pero un poquito más complejo. Entonces, vamos a ver si se pueden volver a hacer esos talleres.
The Conslich was saying, hola, qué pelo, maravilloso.
¿El mío?
Yo creo que el tuyo.
Wow, ya era hora.
Javi Have was saying, hello, hello, how is everyone? Javi Have, long time no see. Happy to have you here.
Oh, so
with
finally
us.
we have
Finally.
Jose Fails said,
And Javi Have.
and happy to have you.
Yeah, and Jose Fails was saying, I'm with Nicolas on this one, a small wedding for us. That
Very
sounds
good.
great. Yeah.
Just, remember to send us the invitation to the address that I gave you.
I think I would be more like that. I can't handle like big events. I can't. Tom Thumb was saying, missed yesterday's stream because I was at Nick Alm demonstration.
Oh, very cool. I mean,
Not so humble brag.
I would have, thank you for the flex. I would have missed my own live if there was a
My
Nick
own
Alm.
live?
Yeah. I mean, I'm exaggerating.
Oh, live stream. Yeah, I get it.
Not my own life.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
If you
I mean,
missed
that
your
sounds
life,
poetic.
you can't go
That sounds poetic. I missed my life.
to be with you.
What?
I don't know. I mean, I was just adding to the poem. But now it's kind of dark.
Yeah.
How was it, Thumb?
He's a very good painter.
Mm,
He's a super, super talented painter.
Mario Stoylov
Mhm.
te está haciendo una pregunta muy importante.
Sí, señora.
¿Quién crees que gane el mundial? Jeje.
O sea, le estoy yendo mucho a Argentina porque terminó las eliminatorias súper bien. Entonces creo que pueden tener un súper buen mundial. Sería muy bonito para Messi ahí, lo que seguramente sí es el último mundial que va a jugar. Sería súper bonito que lo ganara. Es que pienso que tienen un equipo muy sólido. O sea, no es el mejor equipo del mundo, pero es un equipo muy, muy sólido. ¿Quién llega bien? Creo que España llega bien. Pueden jugar un super mundial. Obviamente Brasil puede jugar un super mundial. O sea, y la verdad, si tuviera que apostar, creo que Brasil va a ganar el mundial.
Sí.
Es como la más fácil.
Sí.
Porque tienen mucho equipo. Tienen mucho equipo. Y quién sabe si los que creen en Inglaterra, pues que en algún día repetirán, pues de pronto.
¿Los que creen en Inglaterra?
Pues sí, es que hay gente que como que es como yo que creo, yo soy de los que creo en Holanda, por ejemplo. Siempre desde chiquito yo le iba a Holanda en los mundiales, me fascinaba Holanda. Y entonces siempre le creía a Holanda y no. Estuve cerca con ese mundial ahí que ganó España, pero no, yo creo que la más fácil es decir Brasil y ya, la verdad.
Irving Torres Art
Hola, Irving.
was saying, hello everyone, cooking and listening here. What are you cooking, Irving? Wow, Alejandro Morales was saying, hey friends, long time not being around. Alejandro. So, I mean, we have Javi Have, Alejandro.
Yeah.
And?
Was is that?
No, and I thought you were going to say, and Jose Fails said.
Oh, no.
And Jose Fails.
I was just going with my my German, my bit of German.
What did you say?
Like, what is that?
¿Cómo dijiste?
I don't know. Was is that? Something like that, I think.
And what is that?
Because Alejandro showed up.
What is that? That's your reaction?
It's the only thing I can...
What is that?
Well, I'm not referring to that as Alejandro, but it's my the only way I can express surprise in German.
Alejandro was saying, my schedule is tight right now. Wanted to say hello to everyone. Have a beautiful stream and rest of the day/night.
Oh, he left.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
He wasn't even here for my was ist dat.
Well, he was lucky he wasn't here.
Yeah, maybe
For
for the best.
Bruno V was saying, hello,
Yeah.
everyone. Hello, Bruno V. How are you? Elaine Shukri was saying, morning, everyone. Good morning, Elaine. How are you?
Better than me, I feel.
You struggling?
In a way that I thought I was going to, but it's still surprising me. So expected, but still, it's as if somebody told me, I am going to kick you in the nuts. And I know it. I can prepare myself. I see the kick coming to my groin.
But it's still gonna hurt.
I tense up, and then they kick me in the balls.
If you tense, isn't it gonna be worse?
I think there's no way of making a kick in the nuts better, to be honest with you. I don't think there's that hasn't been invented. A cup. That's about it.
Irvin was saying, my special recipe of Asian rice with turkey thigh. That sounds really good.
Very out of my league.
Yeah, and very good.
Yes.
Tom Thumb was saying, the Nick demonstration was sublime. Sublime.
But I like sublime.
He was very Swedish, if you know what I mean. I thought I'd be more intimidated, but I ended up asking lots of questions.
Oh, you were annoying then. I'm kidding.
The annoying Thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here, please.
Nicolas Mijarovich was saying, Danny's face in the painting currently reminds me of Gauguin's colors.
Oh, it reminds me, of a nightmare. So, maybe we're getting there.
Let's see. Where was I?
It's different, which is fine. I'm so low.
In your chair?
Yeah, I think everything.
Go.
Let's see, my head is. I'm probably.
No, you're not gonna hit anything. Look at the camera. Yeah, so better?
Well.
Not much.
Yeah, fine. It's still horrible, but.
Why don't you lower? What?
What's that?
Oh no, I thought you were talking. Why
No.
don't you lower the painting?
No. Trust me. Lowering the painting, least of my worries right now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good excuse, but it's not nearly enough what I need.
Marcelo Peralta was saying, hi chat, hi Danny and Nico. Hey Marcelo. Margo Delgado dice, estoy atascada en una parte del cuadro, no hay manera de resolverla. Quizás porque la foto de referencia no es clara y me pierdo un poco. No puedo conseguir que el conjunto funcione. ¿Algún consejo?
No hacer más de lo que uno puede hacer, Margo. O sea, si está buscando algo que no existe en la imagen de referencia, pues no lo busque más, porque si no existe, pues no lo busque. Entonces, o toca encontrar una forma, no sé, como de pronto con un poquito más de inventiva de solucionar aquello que esté pintando, que no tengo idea qué será, Margo, pero toca buscar una alternativa o, no sé, simplificar. O sea, si no se puede decir mucho, pues dígalo con menos, insinúelo.
Esta es una pregunta de Damián Alquichire. Es un poco larga, entonces la voy a leer toda.
Por favor.
Y luego ahí sí respondo.
Bueno.
Respondemos. Dice, hola, oigan una pregunta sobre tiendas online.
Sí,
He estado preguntando a varias personas, pero no saben, entonces si me pueden ayudar les agradecería un montón.
Trataremos.
¿Ustedes utilizaron Squarespace para crear su tienda online?
Sí.
Yo tengo una cuenta personal de PayPal, pero Squarespace no me deja conectarla, me pide una cuenta PayPal Business. Intenté crear una, pero no me deja conectarla, me dice que hay problemas. Para crear una cuenta PayPal Business en Colombia es necesario crear empresa. También intenté crear una tienda online con Big Cartel, pero al intentar conectarla con mi cuenta PayPal Business no me dejó. Porque
No,
me muestra esto,
porque es
entre
Colombia.
comillas, you need to finish setting up your PayPal account.
Mm, No,
Si tienen más consejos o recomendaciones respecto a crear una tienda online que reciba pagos desde el extranjero, les agradecería un montón. Muchas gracias. E Iván dice, yo tengo PayPal Business y no tengo empresa.
pero Iván puede recibir dinero.
Pero de pronto, es que a ver, yo creo que uno puede tener el PayPal Business. Lo que pasa es que yo creo que lo que tú ibas es que nosotros sí lo hicimos por Squarespace, pero el PayPal, la cuenta de PayPal de nosotros no es de Colombia.
Sí.
Y yo creo
Pero
que uno
ven,
puede tener
puedo.
PayPal Business, pero de pronto no se puede vincular ese PayPal Business a... o sea, uno puede tener PayPal Business Colombia, pero de pronto no se puede vincular a Squarespace a la página porque no lo cuenta como PayPal Business o porque toca crear la empresa.
Sí. No, es que creo que las condiciones de PayPal para Colombia, yo exactamente no las conozco todas, pero sé que uno no puede. O sea, em, al, el punto en el que estaban hace unos años,
Ujú.
y creo que es el punto en el que todavía están, y de pronto Iván
Hacer un update.
sí, sí, de pronto con los libros Iván o algo tiene experiencia con esto, pero lo que sé es que uno puede pagar, uno puede atar una cuenta de PayPal de uno como a una tarjeta de crédito. Incluso no sé si los bancos que tienen convenios, que creo que eran como da vivienda y hay otro que no me acuerdo cuál era, dejan atarla como a una cuenta corriente o una cuenta de ahorros, no sé, no sé. Pero es para hacer pagos. Pagos, ellos son felices, uno puede pagar todo lo que quiera. Pero cobros, o sea, recibir plata del exterior aquí en Colombia, no. Es que recibir plata del exterior en Colombia es
Mm,
súper complejo. O sea, nosotros tuvimos que pasar por eso cuando una empresa que sí tiene la posibilidad de hacer ese pago a Colombia, que es Indiegogo, Kickstarter no, por ejemplo, Indiegogo, por eso nosotros hicimos el libro la vez pasada con Indiegogo.
ujú.
Uno tiene que ir al banco a explicar de dónde viene la plata y hacer toda una presentación y hablar con los gerentes y con de pronto cargos más altos en el banco para que le reciban a uno la plata. Y lo que están haciendo después es una como compra de divisas de que viene el extranjero y le dicen a uno, le vamos a negociar este dólar a tanto. Entonces imagínese usted todas las veces que usted estuviera recibiendo un pago del exterior, que yo creo que hay empresas que constantemente están negociando con el exterior, que tienen que hacer eso con los bancos, que todo el tiempo que hay un pago, tienen que ir al banco y tienen que firmar el papel y tienen que aceptar a cuánto el banco les está comprando el dólar o la moneda en la que les hayan pagado. Eh, pero ese no es el caso de nosotros y pues yo lo he explicado, pero pues yo tributo en Estados Unidos y acá.
Ujú.
Y pude abrir esa cuenta allá porque pues soy gringo y entonces tengo una cuenta allá y honestamente toma una semana por ahí en vincular todo, pero se puede hacer.
Pues, pero es que, pues, como dices, esa es la posibilidad que tienes tú
Exacto, pero eso es
como
exacto. O
ciudadano
sea, una de las
americano.
razones por las que pudimos como armar todos los engranajes de lo que termina siendo nuestro canal y la página y todo lo que hacemos, es porque pues tengo esa ciudadanía. Pero, pero también es cansoncísimo porque la PayPal manda, ¿estás bien por allá o
Es
sí,
que,
segura? Yo
es
allá
que
estoy
tengo mi...
oyendo como si estuvieras construyendo un cambuche.
Me
Sí,
hiciste contarle a todo el mundo, pero es que tengo mis botas
vaqueras,
cowboys,
tus
sí,
vaqueras.
y me las había quitado al principio
Ujú.
y me las volví a poner, pero me las puse al revés.
Sí, pero ¿todo bien o sí, segura?
Ya, continúa.
No, es que yo allá en serio
Ya,
pareces.
listo, listo.
Em,
Uf.
entonces, sí, no les sabría decir lo que yo sé que personas, pues no voy a decir quiénes porque tampoco, pero eh, amigos que tenían una cuenta de PayPal con el vínculo o con el convenio que tienen algunos bancos, tenían, es como una cuenta virtual de PayPal. Entonces había mucha gente que les podía pagar a la cuenta virtual de PayPal y ellos lo que hacían era desde la cuenta de PayPal pagar cosas, comprar cosas como en una tienda de arte, en una página, en Amazon, en lo que sea, pero la gastaban desde ahí la plata.
¿Quién sabe si ha avanzado?
Sí,
Porque igual esto fue hace varios años.
y además tenían un máximo de dinero, obviamente esto por leyes colombianas para que no haya lavado de activos, tenían un máximo de dinero eh, que se podía usar en cada mes, si no estoy mal.
Dice Iván,
Entonces que Iván
respecto al tema.
sí, que Iván, si sabe más Iván, que nos cuente.
Dice, sí, sí se puede vincular, es como se crea la cuenta. Yo lo tengo atado para pagos a la cuenta de Nequi y para recibir se puede y se cambia a través de Nequi o da vivienda o incluso da Plata.
Exacto,
Y dice, te cobran comisión y ya, solo a partir de los $10,000 es que tienes problemas.
bueno, no.
Y dice, a mí me han hecho pagos mínimos y los he usado para pagar de manera que no he tenido ese problema. La otra es una cuenta en dólares que se abre con una llamada. No es tan difícil.
Bo- bu-
Cuenta en dólares que se...
o
como
sea,
de
hay bancos colombianos que
No,
tienen...
pero una cuenta de PayPal en dólares, dice. O
No, no
una
sé.
cuenta...
Bueno, ahí está Iván flexeando de pronto.
Sí, ahí no... Pues la verdad,
Llame
no
a
tengo
Iván.
idea.
Él es abogado, entonces por favor contrate a Iván.
Sí,
Yo sé que
toca...
este no es su especialidad, pero lo puede contratar para
Sí,
que le
toca decirle
colabore.
a Damián que
Que una llamada al señor Iván.
Iván Eres Sánchez.
Ujú. Y
Em,
asociados.
sí, porque yo la verdad,
Iván eres
yo no
Sánchez
sé
y
nada. Cuando alguien me
asociados.
dice, no, por Nequi, yo digo, no, yo no tengo.
No, yo probé Neki un momentico y no
O
me...
sea, yo no sé de Nequi, no sé de David Plata.
No, no, no. La verdad es que lo que nos funcionaba más fácil a nosotros era
Mm.
hacerlo directo.
A ver, ¿dónde iba? ¿Dónde iba? ¿Dónde iba?
Pero
Eh,
creo que hay topes. O sea, lo que dice Iván de los 10.000, pues esos incluso son los topes gringos. En nuestro tope creo que es como 10 millones cuando uno hace una transacción por encima.
en Colombia,
En Colombia uno
sí.
tiene que firmar un montón de papeles. Pero no sé si todavía haya como topes
Topes
de
mensuales y
transacciones
mensuales,
mensuales, Iván.
como de
Confírmeme a ver.
retiros mensuales.
Exacto.
Porque no es como que le
Así, no
pongan a uno tope
transacciones
para
de
que entre
pagos.
plata,
O sea,
sino
no.
para sacar.
No, y si uno está pagando, pues ellos son felices.
Eh, Iván dice, antes una cuenta en dólares en el exterior y esa se vincula con PayPal. De esa manera baja la comisión y se puede transferir los dólares a pesos también con mínima comisión. O sea, yo creo que lo más fácil, porque Damián decía, muchas gracias. Entonces yo creo que Damián podría preguntarle a Iván,
Sí.
porque yo creo que nosotros no,
Y,
no somos tan útiles para...
y Damián, si usted tiene cuenta en su banco, en algún banco, vaya y hable con el, o sea, y mire a ver qué son los bancos. Yo me acuerdo de lo que dice Iván, Nequi, y yo me acuerdo que Da Vivienda fue el primero que tuvo como convenios. Pues vaya al banco y habla con quien sea él, le gerente, y se ponen a ver si le pueden colaborar con eso. Estoy
eh,
seguro que ellos saben acerca del convenio que tienen con PayPal.
Julián Cabrera was saying hello everyone. Hello to our Neivano friend Julian.
Neivano.
Liat was saying once someone wanted me to do a graphic novel
Ujú,
for them back in the day when I did comics.
ujú.
My page rate at the time was 100 and they wanted 1,000 pages and asked if I
What?
could do bulk discount.
What? 1,000 pages?
And Liat said 1,000 pages would be a couple years. How am I supposed to live if he isn't willing to pay?
Yeah, that's a lot of pages. I
Yeah.
mean, for old school comic books that were 32, 1,000 pages?
Yeah.
That's a lot of issues.
Peter Smiggins was saying, great to see you live again. Love drawing along with your videos.
Awesome.
Hey, Peter. MM Borg00.
Monique.
So Monique was saying, hi, great discussion when you were talking about the pricing
Yeah, only about that.
No. I mean,
Thank you, Monique. Yeah.
they were
Finally.
saying that when
Yeah.
you were talking about that.
It's
so.
like Jean. Finally, a good discussion.
Jeanne.
Jean. No, she lost her like French privileges.
No, she's Jean Rosine.
Or maybe she was acting very
Forever,
French.
Jean
Very,
Rosine.
very Française.
James Pence was saying, I always watch on catch up over here in the UK. I'm so happy I'm finally watching live. You guys are ace.
Oh, that's pretty good. Proper good.
I hope to be half as good of a painter someday. Thank you for the inspiration. You can paint just to document life, like writing a diary, but for visual people.
That's awesome.
Hey, Gems, and we're so happy that you finally can be in a live stream with us.
Where in the UK? You know, I always ask because
Yeah,
I always associate like a Premier League team with wherever they are. So I have
And-
to know.
You guys are ace. Is that like a very...
That's a good thing.
No, yeah, but is that like a very
Oh, yeah,
UK saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
Boss.
like the bomb? You are the bomb. No?
Well, yeah.
No
maybe.
one says that
Well,
anymore?
yeah. 2004 wants the comment back.
Liet was saying, I think making art is great for the pleasure of making it, and everyone should do it. I think it is a human thing to do.
Yes.
Painting and drawing can be therapeutic.
Yes.
Also, doing creative things like that is good for your brain at all ages.
Yes. Yes to all of that.
Julian Cabrera was saying, and because of that pink, changing the way you see color, is that this is a really interesting painting and stream.
I think so. I mean, interesting for you guys. I'm dying here. I am dying. But now that it's taking some sort of shape, I'm getting to be more okay with it, but not really. I mean, it's one of those things that as soon as I put down the pink when I was putting that wash down that first day, I was like, oh my God, this is bright.
Yeah. Liet was saying...
But then...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, and sorry I interrupted you, but
no.
But as soon as I put the... and you can check yesterday's video. As soon as I put... I'm sorry, I'm like dying here. As soon as I put that raw umber wash yesterday, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm done. Because I had never seen my umber wash be so dull and so like dead. And I knew it. Yesterday I knew it. I knew what was coming. So
James Pence was saying Yorkshire.
Oh.
Proper Yorkshire. Haha.
Okay. Actually, I don't even know. Could you see what the football team for Yorkshire is? And you can tell us. Let me see if...
Well, I looked and it says Yorkshire football team.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So we're not doing good. Is that it?
Hull City.
Oh, Hull? Okay, they were in the they're not anymore. But they were in the Premier League for a couple of years, I feel. Hull wasn't terrible team. They haven't been for some years though.
Let's see. Ranking of the 10 biggest football clubs in Yorkshire.
Oh, there's 10?
Yeah. It says number 10, Doncaster Rovers.
No, give me the first one.
Number 9.
Those are going to be too small, I feel.
Well, number 9, Rotherham United.
Okay, yeah.
Number 8, Bradford City. Number 7, Hull City.
Okay, Hull is 7?
Yeah, number
Okay.
6, Barnsley.
Okay. Oh,
Number
Barnsley,
5,
okay.
Middlesbrough.
Oh, Middlesbrough, okay.
Number 4, Huddersfield Town.
Okay, yeah,
Number
these I
3,
know.
Sheffield United.
Okay.
Number 2, Sheffield Wednesday.
That was, I don't know how old that is.
Number 1, Leeds United.
Oh, Leeds is from over there. Okay, so you have teams. Okay, they're all terrible, but yes, okay.
So, ¿dónde estoy? Liad was saying some time ago, Nicolas,
Yes.
if you cover all of the background color, won't it be normal again?
No, it's not normal at all. No, grounds. And if we needed like one or a painting to serve as evidence of how much a ground can just completely change your perception regarding the colors that, for me, colors that I use on a daily basis and how just vastly different they become. I mean, Exhibit A, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Nicolas Mijarovic
I mean,
said,
I've never seen ochre. This is ochre and white. I've
Yeah.
never seen it so damn green. I hope people can see it. Oh
Oh.
my God, I don't even know what people are seeing on the screen. But and I totally understand if it's like super off for you guys, but for me it's like Jesus Christ. There's going to be a painting coming out of it. That's what excites me. But woof.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's always exciting.
Nicolas Mijarovic said, I recently tried a neon background, had to
Yes.
destroy the thing. Haha. But you got this, of course.
I mean, thank you for the faith. Blind faith. Smijarovic.
Smijarovic.
Yeah, it's the Croatian faith.
Mm,
Gee, look at this. Look at this. It's crazy.
Marcelo
Look at my
Peralta.
palette. Look at the palette. Look what I'm mixing. Just white, some ochre. White and ochre.
Cart.
I mean, in what world does that not look yellow? Look at this. Look at this. I might as well be like blowing my nose on the painting.
Marcelo Peralta said, this pink is so strong, it should be called Thanos pink.
It took over half the painting. It killed half my painting.
Si se dice Thanos? No.
Thanos, yeah.
Thanos? Okay.
Yeah. Bring me Thanos. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. Irving Torres Art was saying,
Okay.
Hi guys.
You don't. But
Here where I live in Mexico, it's really hard to sell. It's discouraging sometimes, but I tend to stay positive. I plan yo otra vez to make more... What? Because I think it's the auto corrector. Because it
Okay.
says, I plan yo otra vez to make more connections and increase my chances.
I plan to try and.
Maybe.
To try and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I think regardless of the city, I know that many times in like smaller markets or Latin American cities, it does feel like everything is harder or smaller and it's more difficult. Trust me though, it's difficult anywhere. It really is. You could be in a big city with a big art market, and that's going to also bring its own set of problems. So, yeah, just try to do your best. Like, keep at it. Keep at it.
Julian Cabrera was saying, no, good decision, haha. I learned a lot from this after reading Color and Light. It is great to see an artist applying that color theory. Sean Riley was saying, hi, Danny and Nicolas. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Iván dice,
And
ese
his
ocre,
band.
ese ocre es el problema, tendría que usar un amarillo más saturado, pero así se vea raro, está genial y cogió mucha personalidad. Esto lo dijo hace rato. Hasta siento que en cualquier momento me va a decir algo odioso.
No.
La pintura, mi amor.
Ah,
o
la
sea, no.
No, yo no.
Sí.
Yo Iván,
No,
solo
Iván,
bonito.
¿qué
Tú eres
tal?
la que lo saluda con piedras.
Por ahí
pero
yo soy la de la
piedras en mano.
pintura.
Sí. Tú lo saludas y le dices que saque la basura.
Pero sabes que a mí me parece muy chévere lo que tú decías de, o sea, si ya vas a hacer un reto, si ya te vas a retar a ti mismo con la pintura, pues sin bismuth.
Sí,
Sin
sí. O sea,
bismuto, amarillo bismuto y...
Iván tiene razón en el sentido de que de pronto haría una diferencia, pero Iván, o sea, y no es por probarle lo contrario, pero créame que la diferencia no hubiera sido tan grande como uno se la imagina. O sea, esta vaina se está tragando cualquier color. Se traga cualquier color. Es que o sea, nuestra noción de saturación, si la pensamos desde colores tradicionales en el óleo, o sea, colores que se han utilizado, pigmentos que se han utilizado, si no cientos por cientos de años, pues por, no sé, docenas de años, si son unos pigmentos nuevos, no tienen nada que hacer cuando uno está utilizando un color así neón de esos producidos. Yo no sé con qué, o sea, no sé con qué vaina radioactiva los hacen, pero no tienen nada que hacer. Es como si la escala, o sea, la introducción de un color de estos desborda cualquier medición de croma que hay en cualquier escala normal. Ahorita alguien estaba referenciando el método Riley, o si uno o si uno es súper tradicional y está buscando busca cómo entender color desde Munsell, eh, esta vaina, o sea, lo que entendemos como saturación en, no sé, en colores como el bismuto, el rojo cadmio, eh, eh, no sé, un color, un verde cadmio, un verde cinnabar, no, ni siquiera. Pero sí, no, o sea, que son saturaciones, pues no sé, normales de considerar dentro del contexto de la pintura. Yo creo que uno ve esas tablitas y si introduce este color, se sale tanto de esa tabla que lo otro que es normal ya es como todo se apelmaza y se entiende como bajo de saturación a comparación. Entonces, impresionante, impresionante, pero es una lección súper bonita. O sea, muchas veces si uno no se pone en estas, pues o sea, si uno no se obliga a trabajar dentro de unas circunstancias que son súper ajenas, pues no está, o sea, uno no es que vaya a buscar pinturas eh, que que le estén poniendo como uno, que le estén haciendo como una zancadilla a uno. Uno no, normalmente no quiere eso en una pintura. Entonces uno evade toda cosa que pueda suponer mm, como una, no sé, una filosofía contraria a lo que uno ya entiende dentro de la pintura. Entonces estoy contento de que esta vaina me vaya a sacar, me va a sacar de quicio, pero también sé que puede ser una imagen bonita, lo que usted está diciendo. O sea, de pronto no es la imagen que uno imagina, pero es la imagen que se está generando y en última es la imagen que uno tiene que pintar, porque pues no hay de otra.
Mm, Caqueiro
Mm,
was saying, hola, hola, tarde pero presente. Me perdí un pedazo, pero acá estaré.
Jesus Christ.
¿A Caqueiro?
No, no, no. Kakero. Well, Kakero inspires always a Jesus Christ Kakero. But no, no. It's just that everything in this palette, like using a very limited palette, just everything seems green. Everything. Like
And,
by comparison.
well, and I mean, you are surprised, but as you were saying, you knew that was going to happen.
Well,
But I
no as
think it's
in.
different to think about, like, rationally knowing that it's going to happen
Yeah.
and actually seeing it happen.
Yeah, no. It wasn't. I can
Yeah,
anticipate it.
no.
No, I can anticipate it because I can be like, oh, this is going to be tough. But when it happens, it's like, oh, I don't want to be here.
Nukembe dice, jeje, creo que el color and light es lo que más me interesa estudiar en este momento. Me gusta cuando pintas con una paleta de puros colores cálidos y algunos tonos parecieran ser 100% colores fríos.
Pues hoy está pasando una, o sea, hoy esto se transforma, o sea, es una lección de color súper bonita, que la relatividad en el color es todo, o sea, es absolutamente todo. Y pues si uno tiene una variable que está influenciando tanto la manera como uno va a percibir el color, o sea, es tan fuerte esa influencia por sobre los otros colores, pues qué mejor lección que tratar de hacer una pintura así y darse cuenta que no hay manera, o sea, no hay manera de que uno no entienda que es que este color se traga todo, toda la comprensión que uno puede tener en una paleta como aquí. O sea, y esta paleta es como, hey, nos entendemos porque, pues, no sé, hay un fondo tierra y es como una melcocha de pintura debajo, pero al final eso no me distrae a mí. Lo que hace eso es que haya como un tono medio. Pero pues esa paleta yo ya la conozco. Digamos que es curiosísimo que algo que, en serio, yo seguramente he hecho como cientos de pinturas con esta paleta de 4 colores y uno siempre piensa, pues es que ya, no es que ya me la sé, sino que la entiendo
Mm,
como compañera.
sí.
Y es curiosísimo que uno cambia una cosa y la misma paleta que uno ha usado por cientos de pinturas, uno la empieza a usar y es como, nope, es como nada sirve, nada,
Sí.
nada, ningún juicio que uno había, digamos, adquirido de las 100 pinturas que uno había hecho, en este momento sirve, ninguno.
Sí, sí, sí.
Porque es que aquí no importa lo que yo esté haciendo acá, porque apenas lo pongo, las relaciones se tergiversan todas.
Es como si te hubieran cambiado el piso,
Sí,
el ground.
uy, yo creo que vamos a terminar temprano hoy.
Buena excusa,
Ujú.
usar lo mío. Te iba a decir que si yo en algún momento hiciera una pintura así,
Sí,
siento que, o sea, yo me conozco y necesitaría que mi paleta tenga el mismo ground.
sí,
Porque es que entender mezclar ahí y luego pasar a este rosado es como,
no, es una locura.
o sea, porque uno está mezclando algo que no se va a leer como uno lo está mezclando nunca.
Exacto. Pero también, ¿sabes
Pues
qué es
no, me
lo,
parece súper interesante. Lo que pasa es que yo me conozco y yo sé que no podría. O
sabes qué es
sea,
lo
porque,
bonito? Que lo
dime,
hace a uno como darse cuenta que, pues, la pintura pasa en la pintura.
sí,
O sea, puede que uno esté buscando soluciones acá, pero pues esas soluciones se activan y cobran una vida y tienen una vida súper particular en la pintura, porque en la
sí,
pintura es donde están todas las otras decisiones que uno también ya ha tomado.
sí,
Entonces, es como una manera bonita de que la misma pintura le está acordando a uno que uno siempre tiene que ver su pintura. O sea, que uno nunca puede dejar de ver la pintura, dejar de ver cómo lo que uno está poniendo está afectando la pintura que uno está haciendo.
hmm. AHES was saying, "Hi Danny, I just watched the last podcasts. Currently, I live in Romania. If you have any questions about the Transfagarasan road, I'll
Mhm.
happily answer them."
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and they were saying after that, "Sorry for calling the live stream a podcast. I'm just used to listening to you talk while I paint."
Oh, no,
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 that's
that's totally
awesome.
fine. I mean,
And
I thought they were gonna apologize for saying that name out loud because that's what um, took down our power.
oh, the
The
spell.
incantation, yes. So
Yeah.
please be a little more careful, our Romanian friend.
Yeah, no, but I just think it's fascinating.
So
I was
what would
just
you
talking
ask
about
him?
that. Have you been there?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Worst question
Yeah, you
ever.
have one question.
No, I mean, I remember that there's like a lot of
How old
like
is the
little
road?
bridges,
Yeah,
which is fascinating. Cuz I mean, you could see, when I showed you the picture, you could see it from
yeah.
like high to down.
Oh, Jesus
Like
Christ.
from ay se me fue el nombre de los cositos. From a
Um,
drone.
drone?
Drone?
From a drone.
From
From
a
a
drone.
drone.
So you can't really see
From a
that
drone.
there's a lot of like little bridges in it,
Yeah.
which is so cool. I'm gonna try to show it to you.
So can I ask our Romanian friend?
Go ahead.
So how old are these roads?
So look,
That would be.
it
You have to
has
show me
like
the.
little no,
Yeah.
not
What are the
this.
mountains that they're going through? Because do they have to be as winding as they are? Maybe the terrain is just like super difficult.
Yeah, I think it is. Look, it's like this.
I can't. It's difficult for me, Daniel Ira.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You can save.
I'm
the,
gonna leave it open for when you can see.
Thank you, Daniel Ira.
So maybe now.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
No, yeah, but it's very, very cool. Maybe tell us some fact about
Great
it.
question. Never a wasted opportunity, Daniel Ira.
Julian Cabrera was saying, I learn a lot when I struggle.
Oh, we all do. That's when we learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Olga Maria Benninghoff
Who is that?
was being very formal
Oh, what did
and
she say?
saying, hi, Nicolas, Danny.
Oh,
Hey,
she's probably a little
Olguita.
sad still.
Yeah. How are you, Olguita?
Yeah.
We're happy to have you here.
My
Olguita.
niece, who's pretty much, my mom would say, like her sixth daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, her fourth daughter. There were six. We were five.
Mm-hmm.
But my niece grew up in my mother's house. And she just left for Chicago to study musical theater.
Yes.
So my mother is sad.
Yeah.
Sad. Ask me if she was ever this sad when I left for New York to study art.
I think she was.
Never.
I think she was.
Not one
I
word.
am sure she was.
Nope. She kept it all to herself.
No, I mean, your
Not a
mom with
single-
you? No.
Not a
Nicolas.
single word.
Nicolas, please. Cody Winicky was saying, hey, I dozed off and missed the notification. Sometimes afternoon naps are necessary though, haha. What did you decide on the chroma of the palette?
Oh, Cody, no chroma. You can tell that.
It's maybe because of the title, Nicolas.
Oh, it's okay.
Because it says painting for a high chroma painting. Painting for a high chroma
Oh my God, Danny, is that that's the title?
Because it was, no, because it
It's
was.
so bad, but we have to keep it.
Because
No,
it
we
was
have to keep it.
underdrawing for a
Who
high
cares?
chroma
Oh,
painting.
you're not
Under
Danny,
painting.
Well, I was
for
gonna say you're not. You shouldn't change it. You can do anything you want.
No, I'm not
I
going
would
to change
ask
it.
of you not to
Painting
change
for
it.
a high chroma painting.
Oh,
Can I
let
add
me-
something?
Another
Painting for a high chroma painting.
Painting.
Can I?
Oh, that's perfect. Please. Yes, do
Maybe
not
that's
change
our-
that.
Maybe that's going to be our viral video.
Or maybe that's what gets us
Painting
blocked.
for a
But
high chroma painting.
oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfect.
Oh, Nicolas, we're just so lame.
We
We are.
Why are you lumping me in
Because
your
as soon as I said,
English?
can I add something? You were like, yes, another painting.
Oh, well, that's
You're
the
as
only
lame
thing.
as I am.
Yeah, that's the
Lamer
only thing.
than me.
The only thing that could have made sense is just to add again the word painting.
Luis del Pino dice, hola Daniela y Nicolás, los 300 de Canarias te saludan, es bromita, un abrazo a los dos.
Está muy generoso con ese número.
Sí,
Sí.
sobró un cero.
Sí. Sí, los 8
Según
hay veces se
Nicolás.
sienten como 300. Pero
¿Qué tal Luis? ¿Cómo está Luis? Germán Rodríguez, alias
Gabriel García.
Márquez, dice, hola chicos, poniéndome al día después de vacaciones.
Bueno,
Hola Germán, ¿qué tal las vacaciones? ¿Viajó Germán? ¿qué hizo?
Aracataca,
¿A Aracataca? Sí.
a la tierra del olvido.
James Pence was saying, do you work the same size paper for every painting? And is there a reason you work quite small? I find that size is a huge factor in the outcome, and I'm struggling what size I want to work.
Well, so
this is not a...
this is yes, I mean, if compared to contemporary large paintings, oh yeah, you could hang this in a bathroom for sure.
Well, you could... It
Yeah.
depends on the bathroom.
Well, yeah, it could be a mansion, your 20-block mansion that you were talking the other day. I'm sure this could, fit easily in one of those. Yeah, but, what's curious about this is that we have done far smaller paintings in the channel. And the reason that we ended up doing far smaller paintings in the channel is that we had to, well, that's what we, challenged ourselves with, but we had to try and finish the paintings, whatever that means, like resolving the paintings in a single session. So, if you have a large painting, and I've painted large paintings in my life, I'm not saying that you can't solve a large painting very quickly, but I don't think I'm the painter to do that. And I don't think the experience that I had doing large paintings was going to be one that would enable me to do that. So, because large paintings for me took over a month and a half to do. So, it just wouldn't have been compatible with the with what we wanted to do with the channel, just having like daily videos. So that's a decision we made, but it was difficult for me to adapt to something smaller. I actually had to. It didn't happen immediately. It didn't happen quickly because I had done a prior exercise regarding my work for like 3 years almost with painting on sketchbooks parallel to paintings that I was doing, larger paintings that I was doing while I was painting on my sketchbook. So I had that kind of buffer area that was preparing me to do these sort of exercises. But I have to say that painting is a challenge in and of itself. Like, you could be making the smallest painting, and we often cite Mariano Fortuny as being like, an absolute genius, one of the best, like virtuoso, one of the most virtuoso painters in painting history, in art history. And when you look at some of his small works, they're as complex and as hard to paint as any Rembrandt or any Velázquez or any, Raft de Medusa or any other like 19th century historical painting that was his context. So yeah, size is something that's, I don't know, when you paint something large, you understand what it means to paint something large. But when you're painting something small, you don't understanding something lesser. It just means that you're painting something smaller. That's all it is. Like, in art, I think art is a wonderful teacher. And big doesn't mean anything and small doesn't mean anything. And they only have meaning when it makes sense for them to be small or when it makes sense for them to be big. So I would say, regardless of what you're painting, it should never be, oh, I paint big because I paint big. It's like, well, that's a really bad reason. Like, no, I just always paint big. And it's like, well, why? Like, what's the, maybe it's like a full body experience. Maybe I have to get my body involved in every single brushstroke. It's almost like an action painting of sorts. And that kind of makes sense. But if your painting doesn't say those things, then it kind of falls apart. I don't know. I think you have to be the one that understands why a painting should be small, why a painting should be medium sized. And again, small by, I don't know, like industry standards, like art history standards. But why it should be big, why it should be small. And yeah, Van Eyck's self-portrait is very small, and it's like one of the gems of painting history. The Arnolfini portrait, that's a medium to small size painting, and it's one of the most beautiful. It's probably not in my favorites, but when I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's one of the most incredible paintings ever. Like, I can objectively look at that painting and say, of course it is one of the most beautiful paintings ever painted. Like, yes, of course. So yeah, so size, it's kind of weird, but remember, big isn't big doesn't reassure anything. It doesn't emphasize anything. Like a big bat painting is a big pile of crap. It's enormous. It's like, oh my God, this is so ugly, I can't look at it. So big can be powerful in both ways. It can be something that it immediately punches you in the face and you say, I'm never going to look at that again because that's too big and too horrible. It's just a bad big painting.
Yeah, as small can also be powerful.
Yes, very.
Both ways.
Very. I mean, I'm a broken record with this, but that fortuny, it,
Mm.
can move you to your, bones. It can buckle your knees. And it's the size of a postcard. So, yeah.
Marcelo Peralta was saying, unfortunately, this title is too big for new URL domain. Wink, wink.
Oh, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I haven't bought anything in a while, so.
And Marcelo was also saying, Nico, you sound like Yoda. Size matters not. I like it.
I'm close to receiving my Yoda that I'm going to paint as Darth Maul. So I'm very excited.
Yeah.
That's my birthday present.
From me.
Yes.
Juan Fesit dice, con esta pintura de Nicolás recordé esas ilusiones ópticas donde un mismo color puede percibirse de formas muy distintas cuando se cambian los colores de su alrededor.
Eso es.
Sid Moore was
Mhm.
saying, hi all, hola a todos. In university, I feel like some students thought that large works were more quote-unquote credible as a professional. I think that happens that happened in my university too. Sometimes.
Yeah.
That people thought that because they were doing a bigger piece, it was going to be better. But as you were saying, if it's a big bad painting,
Yeah.
it's still going to be a big bad painting. So
Yes. Sometimes people mistaken commitment, or they can equate commitment with size. So if you really believe in something, then and you're fully committed to what you believe in, then you're going to showcase it like in the biggest way possible. And I think, I don't know, I think we are, it's like the art world quietly conditions us to believe that that's the way. But what we don't see is that it's very difficult to make large paintings. I mean, historically, it was always an enormous task to be, granted the right or commissioned to do a large work. Like, those things were extraordinary. When you see a ceiling, that is amazing, or when you see, particular frescoes that are of a large size, those were, commissions that were given to very specific artists throughout time that were enormous. So I don't know, and eventually when it became about prizes, like for example, if you jump from frescoes in the Renaissance or high Renaissance to salon painting in the late 19th century and early 20th, they just wanted to do big paintings. They just needed to do those really big paintings to get prizes, to get new commissions, to get well known.
And big as in huge.
Yeah, you saw those historical paintings at the El Prado.
Yeah,
they're enormous paintings.
Massive.
They're enormous. Like, you can't even understand how young artists, because many times they were doing these paintings in their early 20s, or sometimes not even. They would, some of these paintings are when they were not even 20. And you go like, are you kidding me? Like, when did they have the time to understand how to make a big painting? Like, this is absurd. But the thing is, like, that's how it was. It's whether we like it or not, context means anything and means everything and shapes everything. So when the salon was important for European painters, it meant that their education was kind of shaped so that they could showcase their talent, by presenting a particular painting to the salon competition of that year. And they knew that they had to be big. They had to be big paintings. They just had to be. When Sorolla won with the ¿cómo se llama? El retorno de la pesca, creo que es. When Sorolla won with that painting of the oxen pulling the with the fishermen and the oxen pulling the boats ashore. That's an enormous painting. That painting is at the d'Orsay, and that's at the d'Orsay, and it's an enormous painting. I mean, it was literally like, I'm gonna show you how incredible of a painter I am. And when they make when when extraordinary painters make enormous paintings, and they can be as powerful as that painting, or the Raft of the Medusa, or the I don't know, the Death of Sardanapalus, that's at the the Delacroix painting that's in the same hallway as the Raft. Um, when you see great artists making enormous paintings, of course it just bowls you over. It's like it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But I'll tell you this, and I always tell this story. I went to see, like, part of my trip, when I did this trip around Europe, when I was like younger, and I had just gone through a show that I was very, very grateful with life because I did really well, and I took probably most of the money that I had made and said, I'm gonna just travel through Europe. The one of the places, or maybe the place that I wanted to go first, which is not like the place where I ended up going first, but it's because of like geography. But the place that I wanted to go, that was like, the place that was pushing me to do this trip, was Poland, because Jan Matejko, was there, and I just wanted to see those enormous Jan Matejko paintings. And the biggest Matejko painting is the one that's at the National Museum in Warsaw, and it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Like, beyond anything that you can believe. It's the coolest battle that you'll ever see painted. It is. It's the Battle of Grunewald. By the way, I have Grunewald as one of my German last names.
I know
so
that.
I feel connected in some way.
Yeah.
So
you are that painting.
Yeah. Well, I'm part of that painting somewhere.
Yeah.
But that painting is enormous. Enormous. It's like, if Rubens could be cooler, that's what it would look like. So I know what I'm saying with that. So it's amazing. But in the same museum where the place that shaped my trip, that was the one thing that was like carrying me through that trip, was like wanting to see this painting, wanting to see this painter. And I finally get to that museum, and I see the painter, and I see the painting, and I'm just like completely fulfilled. It was amazing. I think I spent like 3 days going back to the museum and sitting in front of the painting and sketching the painting. In the same, museum is where I discovered Olga Woznanska. The same museum, with her portraits on a piece of cardboard.
The first time?
The first time?
Wow.
I'd never heard of her. Never heard of her ever in my life. I mean, who would? It's almost like impossible to have heard of her.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking about like the mental shock.
Oh, it was.
You should have had like the mental explosion.
There's
in your head.
nothing, and I think this is something that I don't want to sound excluding, but this is something that artists know about. That when you have expectations, or you're going to see something, but you don't know that something else is there, and you then see that something else, and you are just, it just shocks your world. That feeling of not knowing something, of not even being able to imagine something, and then seeing something that immediately moves you. Immediately. It's like the most instinctual kind of response that your body could ever give you. It just, you're moved, and you're moved, and you're moved to like tears. You're like, what is going on? Like, why is this so important right now for me? And it's happening. And that happened to me with Olga Woznanska. And some of the paintings are this size. She's got larger paintings, but some of the paintings are, just regular portraits, cropped portraits. There's nothing about them seems extraordinary. Just nothing. It's just kind of scumbled, dry paint, kind of pushed around, very thick paint, like a lot of, I mean, it's not a particularly super thick painting, but it just gives the idea of just a lot of paint just moved around. On a piece of cardboard, on just a regular ass piece of cardboard. And I remember feeling so conflicted, or feeling, like conflicted / blessed, by saying like, I came here to look for this, and I found this other thing that just blew my mind. And I was trying to understand, what painter am I now? I thought it was easy for me to understand myself when I told myself, you are just the painter that feels that bigger is cooler and more is better. And if there's a battle with, dozens of people in like the coolest bits of armor, fighting with each other, and horses and archers and there's swords just flying around. That is like one of the coolest things that you'll ever see. And then suddenly I have to come to terms with myself and think maybe there's something happening where I'm realizing that Olga Oznanska could paint a complete stranger. And for whatever reason, I am just, I can't breathe. Like I can't understand anything that I thought I knew about painting. And that happened to me. So those those moments where the art world challenges you are just, I don't know where to get those in life. I guess when you travel and when you see things that you've never seen, when you meet people that you've never met, that end up being, important for your life. Like those, I'm sure that those experiences can be, can be understand as having the same amount of impact. But I don't know. Art hits different, I feel. Art hits very, very different. And yeah, that's all I could say. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why we started talking about this. Maybe it's size, and then it degenerated into. Although I can always veer a conversation so I can talk about Olga Oznanska. I'll always be glad to do that.
So, Benjamin Hayes was saying, can someone write the name of the artist Nicolas is talking about now? So I'm just gonna write it here. It's Olga Boznanska.
Oh, she's only one of the best painters ever.
Sid Moore was saying, I love small surrealist paintings. Something about it being so detailed in such a small scale is compelling.
Yeah.
And Parting Mist said, I like larger paintings. I like large paintings up to a point, I should say. I like when things are painted life-size, but larger than life starts to look a bit weird into my eyes. It's kind of like standing in front of the ocean. Part of the impact of the beauty of the ocean is that it's just so dang big. I was going to say that because it's interesting. So you're talking about maybe larger than when they're representing like a human. Because I was going to say that, for example, Nicolas did a clothespin. And it's a small painting, but it's larger than
life.
Yeah. And I think it has that same effect. It just feels like different. I don't know how to say it.
Oh yeah.
I love that painting.
Changing dimensions of known objects is so cool. It's such a simple, cool, beautiful exercise.
And I would even say like upscaling something that's so little.
Yeah, it usually works really well
when you upscale.
When you go bigger, yes.
Let's see. Cody Winnicke said, good luck finding a book of her work unless you speak Polish. Even then, it still might not exist.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I looked for it for sure. But you can get books on Polish painting that have some reproductions of her. And the good thing is, like, the internet will get better and better and better. But if you look for stuff of hers in the internet right now, you'll find some really cool paintings. So that was not the case when I was traveling, I don't know, 20 years ago. So like 18 years ago. So
let's see.
But I brought with me from Poland, I think about 3 books because they had, and the only reason I bought those books is because they had like 3 reproductions. Like they were thick books of Polish painting, but they would have like 3 paintings of hers. And I was like, yes, this is reason enough to buy a book, a whole book.
A ver. Nicolas Mijarevich.
Yes.
What were you going to say?
No. I thought you were looking for something specific.
Oh, no. I was saying, could you guys recommend any surrealist painters? My friend wants to buy something like that. She loves Dali.
Oh, I'm not super big on surrealism.
No, me
If I have to be
neither.
honest. If I have to be honest.
And to buy?
But
Mm,
buy as in a reproduction
yeah, maybe, because...
or
Or
like
I
a
don't know if they have...
or like a contemporary surrealist painter that's affordable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nicola said, me neither, damn.
Yeah, it's not it's I don't know. I understand why a lot of people like it, but yeah, it's not super for me.
And Nicola was saying, no, contemporary, up to £2,500 price
Uh
range.
what about that Italian? Is he Italian?
Who?
I think his name is Nicola. Nicola.
Mijarevic?
Yeah, no. He's got like flying bodies and he's I would say he's fairly oh, what's his name? Let me see cuz I think
Nicola?
yeah, I think it's Nicola. Nicola. Let me see.
This one?
He's got a ton of what's the name? Maybe.
Nicola Berlato.
Yeah. Does he feel somewhat
Yeah.
surrealist? Somewhat? Yeah. But I don't know.
Well,
They
but
do
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
like pop surrealism now.
I don't know
That's the more popular one.
because I'm seeing one. I mean, it's a bigger one. So this one,
Yeah.
which is not so much, but
No.
it's
Yeah, he's well
25
known, and those are
25K.
yeah, and he's a well-known painter, and he paints big also. What about Crayola? Maybe Crayola, if she's into if your friend is into more like popish, cartoony characters. Crayola is really good, actually. Oh no, I mean, how could I not say this? Even though I would never categorize Esau as a
Surrealist.
surrealist, but honestly, 25K to 2500 for an Esau painting. I don't know if I think he's beyond that price.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I
Yeah,
think.
he's well known. I
Yeah.
studied with him. He's a genius. I mean, if if I have to recommend someone, because Crayola is really big too. I don't know. I think he sells for a lot more too. But Esau, oh dude, my buddy Esau, he is a hell of a painter. Like craziness. Esau Andrews, ESAO Andrews. And just write to him, I guess. You could ask him maybe if he's got something for that price range. You won't be disappointed. He's a genius, like absolute genius. One of the most like literally genius people I've ever met in my life. Insane. He's different. He thinks different. He like
but I think it's
paints different. He's but I don't know. I don't know if 20 like I can't promise you that you'll find something for that price. If I have to
So I'm
be.
trying to see maybe on Artsy.
Yeah. Are there
But
is there
they're
anything
sold,
of
sold,
Esau?
sold. Price on request.
Oh, okay.
Price on request. So I can't see.
So we don't know.
No.
He is in California, so I am thinking that, and just his living is painting, so
Because
maybe
I'm
not.
seeing this one, which is a G Clay
Yeah.
print.
Yes.
And it was an edition of 75.
Yeah.
Made in 2020. And it's $1,450.
Yeah. There's no way.
The G Clay.
Yeah.
So,
No. It's
yeah.
tens of thousands. Then
Yeah.
the paintings, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. If a giclée is, which is a print, pretty much, it's a nice print, but it's a print. If a giclée is over 1,000, then yeah, there's no way.
Because I was gonna read a comment, but it says message retracted.
It's okay.
Yeah, because it was asking. They were asking about the book.
Okay.
Like if there was an option to get the book.
Yeah, we get.
But yeah,
you guys are super super nice because we get these comments like almost every video. But no, short answer is probably not.
Yeah.
The book is at least for some time, it's not going to be available. It's only going to be available for the people that were, that could at that time. And we totally understand why maybe a lot of people couldn't at that time. But we have to honor the fact that the book wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the people that at that time pledged their support. So yeah, so we have to honor that.
Let's see. Sid Moore was saying, I felt that cathartic way when I went to Frida Kahlo's house. They were saying, is Joelle Rea a surrealist artist? LOL. His surrealism, not just an insane surrealist artist.
Joao Rua, maybe?
No, Rea.
I don't know.
Joelle.
Oh no, so that's a lot of like difference between what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's oh, I know that artist. Yeah, that would be surrealism. Yeah, I'm not huge fan of that sort of painting, but yes, I would think it would fall on that category for sure.
Ricardito dice, hola chicos, en mayúscula, ¿cómo están?
Ricardito, divine.
How are you? Callum was saying, hey y'all. Hey Callum.
Callumcito. I think, Callum, I read your message. Well, I didn't read it here, but I read it before we started. So I can, it'll take some time to answer, but I'll answer back. I could answer here if you want, but that's totally up to you.
So, Juan David Ruiz Borbón dice, hola Daniela y Nicolás.
Es real el name.
Sí.
Realeza
pero
absoluta.
a mí me suena colombiano.
Sí, pues, bueno.
Juan David Ruiz Borbón. Dice, hola Daniela y Nicolás. Cada vez que veo sus videos siento que aprendo un montón. Aparte de eso, una pregunta viene, dice, ¿les gusta el trabajo de Juan Antonio Roda?
Claro.
Pregunta para los dos.
Monstruo,
sí.
absoluto. Sí. Profe de mi mamá.
Sí. No sé si está Olguita por acá.
No, ella se llena de orgullo.
Que Olguita, sí.
Profe de mi mamá hizo grabados, los grabados que hizo mi mamá, los grabados que hizo Roda, los hizo cuando mi mamá estaba también trabajando en el me atoré.
¿Quieres agua? Mira.
Me morí. Me estoy muriendo lentamente.
Un momento, por favor.
Me morí. Llama a alguien.
Esa agua sabe extraño.
¿La mía?
Sí.
¿Y por qué te la estás tomando?
Porque tenía sed.
No. Sabe perfecto. Bueno, vuelvo a responder. Qué pena, me atoré con algo. Todavía tengo algo ahí. Es algo extraño. Si esta es mi última pintura, por favor díganle a mis hijos que yo pinte mejor que esto. Decía que
¿Qué estabas diciendo? A ver.
que es que Roda no sabía grabar. Roda pues siempre fue un pintor absurdo, dibujante absurdo, pero no sabía grabar. Entonces la historia cuenta, o dice la leyenda, que fue al taller de Giangrandi y que pues le enseñaron en un momentico y que pues sin saber casi nada empezó a hacer toda la serie de grabados que terminó haciendo: las monjas, los amarraperros, los retratos de desconocido, todas esas obras que son una locura, sin saber, sin tener idea de cómo grabar. Como que le explicaron un momentico y ya. Pero, uy, no, me fascina. Incluso mi mamá, pues tiene un dibujo de esos que hacía Roda.
Uy, pero es divino.
Sí, de esas cosas como súper inmediatas, así.
Divino.
De la época que le regaló él.
Y Juan David Ruiz Borbón dice, jajaja, soy colombiano.
Sí, pero tiene todo el peso de España ahí en ese apellido.
Y dice, severo por la anécdota. La
Sí,
verdad, Roda se me hace de los grandes referentes colombianos.
sí, es
Sí,
enorme.
100%.
Sí, es triste como de esa época que Rodeo Obregón es como los pintores colombianos así increíbles de esa época y son ambos españoles.
Your mom was saying, oof, the shirt.
Yo pensé que iba a hablar de
Yo
Roda o
también.
Olguis.
Yo también pensé. And Vermont Paint and Photo was saying, I love how you created the shirt with the background color.
Yeah, I'm tempted to leave it because it's I noticed that regardless of what I try and do with the palette, it's gonna look green. And if it's gonna look green, it's all gonna look green, which is gonna be nice because it's very atmospheric and that's why at the beginning I said I think I'm gonna have to exchange the brightness of the this is supposed to be sunlight and it looks nothing like sunlight. But I'm gonna be willing to exchange the nature of that sunlight for something more atmospheric. But then as I was traveling down, I was like, it's kind of nice to
Yeah.
show the culprit, to say, hey, it's because of this idiot color that this looks like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have some sort of evidence to educate us on why a painting looks the way it does. So I am very much considering it. Yes.
Vermont Paint and Photo was also saying, you have more action figures in the background than I do. And you're not seeing.
I have an embarrassing
so
amount.
Cool. You have an embarrassing amount.
I know. I mean, I wish I could be more embarrassed. But you collect figures too? So this is the geek part of me just getting excited.
And there's more here, but you can't see them.
Because maybe there's a fellow collector. The thing is, I don't have like I have these very industrial shelves that Danny gifted me because she's amazing. Because we can't really get anything here.
Well,
yeah, IKEA is coming next
year.
I've never seen Danny so happy in her life.
No, in December.
Okay, after the dog.
I'm gonna have a puppy, so I'm gonna be super happy. But yeah,
but
IKEA
if you could call a puppy IKEA, that would be
no. But I mean,
two worlds, like too much.
It sounds lame, but I have created like an account in IKEA US.
Yeah.
So I saved the name of the shelves that they usually use.
Oh, they're expensive though.
But they're so cool. So I'm thinking that maybe that could be a gift for you for your next birthday.
A 2027 gift?
No.
No. I mean, thank you. You're amazing.
Roslyn said, IKEA and puppies? Woohoo, Danny.
Yeah, stop it. The year of Danny.
Yeah, I mean, 2023. Come for me. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. But yeah, you were saying that the industrial, which by the way, I think they're cool.
I think they're very cool.
I think they're cool. And the good part of it, I'm going to speak in kilograms because I don't know the conversion. But every single shelf can have 80 kilograms.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, so it's good because these shelves are usually for hardware stuff.
I'm sorry. I didn't show the sculptures.
Yeah, because in the upper part I have the statues.
The statues. There are sculptures too.
Every one of these things is a sculpture.
Yeah, the statues. Oh.
You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm just moving the camera a lot, so my head was cut from the frame, but now I'm good.
Yeah, but I love those things. I really do. I don't know what else to say.
And
I love these things.
Vermont Paint and Photo said, yes, very much so, and pop figures.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah. I always told myself that it was too much to even like pursue something like this, I would always look at these sculpts and think, no, that's for somebody else. Like that's
Why?
for
No.
either successful people or very rich people or very like people that can afford like these things. And the truth is, I've worked really hard, like most of my life, and I'm very grateful that I've done well most of my life. I mean, there's been times that I've worked really, really hard, but I don't have anything to show for it. But you know, many times when I do, for example, workshops, I always tell Danny this, like, if I do a workshop, which is kind of extra from the stuff that I usually do,
Mm-hmm.
what I do is I take a part of that workshop that, you know, part of the money that I get paid, and I'll say, oh, I'll buy like 3 hot toys
For you,
with
with
this, or
I
I'll
mean,
buy like statues I've gotten throughout, you know, some time. They're like fewer and far between. But I'm responsible with this. It's not as if, you know, you see my kids and it's like, oh, you know, I know where daddy's spending all the money. No, no,
I
no.
know we're daddy.
I don't know. Yeah, that sounded really weird.
Terrible.
Yeah, run away, kids. If somebody comes
Yeah.
talking to you like that,
Yeah.
kick him in the nuts and run away.
No, but I was gonna say that that's amazing because I feel that everyone should buy things that make them happy. Either, I mean, in whatever budget you have, because something that makes you happy doesn't have to be a Ferrari. I mean,
A
you
toy
can,
Ferrari.
yeah. I mean, if you like toy Ferraris, that's awesome. If you maybe can't buy,
No, but it
I don't
could be
know, a
going for
statue or whatever,
but it
you
could be
could
going
buy
for ice cream, you know, in the
exactly, or
weekends.
buying the coffee you like once a month, or buying the meal from the restaurant you like so much once a month. I think that that's important to not only work for the things you know you have to pay, but also know that you're working and you can make yourself happy with
Yeah.
little like things. So
I'll tell you something, like, you know, if you ask me like in grander terms, like the reason I work is my kids, obviously. Like
mhm.
there's nothing compared to like feeling that these two little beings depend entirely upon you,
Because
and
they depend on
yeah,
you, which is
entirely.
yeah.
And you have to be responsible.
Mm.
Like you understand the word responsibility at levels that it just doesn't, you
Yeah.
know, you don't, you're not able to compute what that means when you don't have like kids. I'm not saying like people are better when they're having kids. No, no, no. But it's just like, oh wow, I have to, you know, I have to take care of
Oh,
these two little beings. Like they, you know, they depend on
depend.
me
Yeah, because you're agreeing to that responsibility
when you decide to
when
have
you
kids.
decide to
Yeah.
have a kid. Exactly.
So for me, you know, in life, I could tell you they're the reason like I work this hard, but there is something kind of cool, you know, and I kind of discovered it because I had said no to always like I never had stuff for myself. Like, you know, I probably played video games and that's what I did. But I always wanted, and there's a particular statue that I always wanted, which is a Venom statue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first one I got. And it was the one that, well, first one I got was a
Oh.
Andrea Blasic Hellboy. That is
Oh yeah.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's always going to be my first, and I'm
But
always
you
going to
also
absolutely
wanted the
love that.
Hulk. I remember
Yeah,
that.
but the Venom one was like, oh no, like who's going to spend, because that one's like $1,000. So I always thought, who is going to spend $1,000 on a statue? Like, not me. Like, that's not the life I have. That's not the person that I am. I always thought if I have $1,000, I'll probably just save it, put it to the side, save it, and then, you know, maybe my kids need something, and that's where the money's going to come from. But I never, like, I never thought that I was worth it. Like, I never thought that I would be that person, or that I could afford it, or that. And there was one time that I told Danny, I'm gonna buy it. I'm just gonna buy it. Like, the money's right there, and I
Mm.
know that I can pay for it, and I know that I can buy it, and I just don't want to feel irresponsible, because I've never been irresponsible in my life. Never. Never. But I don't want to feel like I am being irresponsible if I buy these things that I like. And so I bought it, and now the cool thing is that, well, now I've been buying a lot of stuff, which is, kind of weird, but it also makes me
Not weird,
super energized.
Nicolas. No,
Yeah.
not at all.
But now it's also like it gives me purpose. I know it sounds like maybe super lame for somebody,
No, it's not.
but now when I paint, I'm like, oh, maybe if I do this workshop and I do this, I can afford this statue. Like it's a way of pushing myself.
Yeah, because I think that it's also important to remember to give back to yourself. And I think that, I mean, I don't have kids, but I've seen that happen in my parents, in a lot of parents that I know. And they forget about themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing when you remember that you have a responsibility with your kids and you have a responsibility with a ton of things, but you also have a responsibility with yourself. And you can like give yourself treats and give yourself things that make you happy, and that will also fuel you to work harder, as you were saying.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, yes, because I know that this is going to be a ton of work, but if I do this, I know that I can take a little percentage of that,
Well,
or a big, or whatever
yeah,
you
let's
want.
not talk about the percentage,
But I mean, you could say, I know that I can get something that I really want. And that's amazing. And that can mean, again, a lot of things. Buying the coffee you want, buying a meal, going to a trip, I don't know, buying clothes, whatever. It's just, I'm very, very happy. And I always tell you that I'm happy to see that you are taking care of that part of yourself. Because I feel that that's something you should not just like leave in a corner and forget about it. So
I love you so much. I think you're amazing for all of those things. I mean, I hate you because then you give me
I
strength.
love you so much, and
Oh
then
yeah.
I hate
No,
you.
I mean, I love you, but I also hate you because you always I'm always like, Danny, I'm considering buying, and
And
you
I'm
know,
like,
you're across
yes.
the room and you're like, buy it.
I click
Go for it,
you.
buy it.
Yeah, because I know what that means to you. I also love opening the boxes, smelling them, and seeing them because they're amazing.
So we found a kink,
No, it's not, Nicolas.
No,
Don't
we're
say
not
that.
shaming you.
No. I just feel, and I love like having that time with you.
I mean,
'Cause
from
I
this
also
to
can,
toes, there's like a stone's throw away.
I can see like your excitement. And
Oh,
it makes me
always.
happy to see that and to know again that you're taking care of yourself like that. So I'm always gonna push you to like do the things that make you happy, because I think that's really important. That's something that you just can't put away and hope that nothing's gonna happen, because it's gonna happen if you don't take care of yourself or love yourself. So thank you.
Nice one, Dan.
This
Yes.
was my TED Talk.
Yeah. Thank you, Colombia.
You're welcome. Let's see. Vermont Paint and Photo was saying my weakness is pecan
Pecan pie.
pecan maple coffee.
Oh,
LOL.
that sounds exotic.
I would try it, I have to say. And they were saying, what's your food weakness?
Oh,
LOL.
pizza.
Nicolas, pizza.
Yeah, terrible.
And mine, I think it's not like as easy as yours.
In terms of food,
Yeah.
I mean, you're super enjoying your matcha now.
Oh yeah, but that's like a necessity. It's not like a weakness. It makes me stronger. So it's not a
Okay.
weakness.
Okay. That's yeah, sure.
No, I was gonna say that I think for me it's different, because I can have a lot of cravings, but it's not always the.
Hola, mi Fer.
Hola, Ferchunguis.
Fer was at the dentist. She just got in.
Wait. No, but it's fine. No está bien, Ferchunguis. Que estaba preocupada por la vela.
Ah, okay. No.
Se está derritiendo una vela.
Oh, no. It's sí, está bien, mi Fer.
No, I was gonna say that sometimes I just wake up wanting something so bad, like so bad. So it's not like you, because you always Like, I mean, if you're craving something, it's pizza
Any day. Yes.
any day.
Yeah, it's
But
I know it's not healthy.
yeah, but for me, it can be
Oh
a
yeah.
wide variety. It could be
Oh
like,
yeah.
I want
Oh my god, look at that watermelon. Yes.
exactly.
It's like what?
I mean, sometimes I'm like,
Mango.
you know what I want? Oh, mango ichi. I would love that now.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want a burger. And sometimes I just have to buy it that day because I want it so bad. Or sometimes it's a mango.
Yeah.
So,
It's a burger. A mango burger.
mm-mm.
You never
No.
know. You never know. Craving's gonna hit.
Let's see. Cody Winnicky was saying, I think it comes down to balance. Obviously, the responsibility of children's comes first, but that doesn't mean that you should neglect your own joys in life forever. That's very true, Cody. Vermont Paint and Photo was saying the food you can't walk by without getting.
I mean,
No. No, again, for me, it's like a different thing.
yeah, for me, if it was in those terms, something in a bakery, like something
Oh,
bread.
no, I was going to say there's a specific brand of tea,
Yeah.
like iced tea,
Yeah.
that Nicolas loves.
Yeah, but that's really bad. It's really just a shot of sugar.
Yeah, but
in
you
your
like that
system.
one. No, but you like the flavor of it.
Oh, it's crazy. It's sugar. It's just like my body.
But you know, it's weird because you can't have a spoon of arequipe
No.
because you think it's too much.
I think it's I don't even know how to translate empalagoso.
No sé.
I don't know. Like I don't have a sweet tooth per se.
Well, not for arequipe, but you have it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just different. For you, you can have a ton of tea and you're good.
Well, I'm not good. It's terrible for
No,
me.
but you're not feeling empalagated. But you are when you have arequipe.
Oh yeah.
So.
I can't even have like a little bit of that.
Victor Torres was saying, my dream is buying an original Ashley Wood painting.
Oh, that's so cool. You know you could, well, I don't know if a painting, but a very good friend of mine has like a sketch of his. Because if you go to conventions, you can get something small for like, if you budget yourself at like a couple of $100, you can get something of his for sure. And sometimes it's about the things that we can get. For example, I would love a Phil Hale painting, and I'll never be able to afford a Phil Hale painting, but I could afford a book with a drawing of his, and that's what I have. So, and I feel okay with that. Like that's pretty amazing, I feel.
Parting Mist was saying, man, I wish I wanted something enough that the work I had to do was worth it.
What do you do in your work? I'm curious.
Ivan dice, ustedes son muy bonitos. Cómo se complementan y apoyan. Ver ese tipo de cosas hace que el corazón no se me achicharre tanto porque yo soy tremendo amargado.
No, no es amargado. Usted es un buñuelo por dentro,
Pero
Iván.
y muchas gracias por los cumplidos, Iván. Victor Torres was saying, thanks for the information, Nico. Gracias. Juan Fesit dice, ya que Nicolás mencionó lo de la responsabilidad de sus hijos, aprovecho para preguntarles a ambos.
Sí, señor.
¿Ustedes se obligan a pintar cuando no tienen ganas o ánimos? A mí a veces me cuesta mucho. Yo tengo que decir que yo en una época me obligué. Ya no me obligo de esa manera porque creo que he entendido distinto. Es que yo tuve una época, Juan, en la que yo sentía que, o sea, cantidad era calidad. O sea, que producir más era lo que tenía que ser. O sea, era la manera en la que tenía que trabajar. Y siento que ahora no me siento culpable como me sentía antes, por no producir tanto y por no ir como al ritmo de los posts de la gente que me gusta ver en Instagram, de los artistas que me gustan y de todo el contenido que consumo y de todos los, no sé, pins que puedo ver en Pinterest o de todas las cosas que puedo ver en libros. No, como que he entendido que mis tiempos no tienen que ser los tiempos de todo el mundo y la verdad me siento muy contenta con eso, como con no sentirme culpable, porque yo soy una persona que se siente culpable por muchas cosas y es como ese sentimiento de culpa es horroroso. Entonces yo no, ya no me obligo.
Mm,
Pero no, porfa, es que bueno, espera, perdón.
dale, dale, no, no, no.
No, iba a decir que, porque es que estoy viendo otra vez la pregunta y dice, cuando no tienen ganas o ánimos, y yo siento que yo antes me obligaba, no por falta de gana o de ánimos, sino por lo que hemos hablado muchas veces y es como esa constante comparación que hace uno,
Ujú.
como por sentir que uno no está haciendo suficiente y que una vez uno hace algo es como sí, pero el nivel no es suficiente y esto no es suficiente y esto y esto y esto. Entonces yo siento que yo ya no me obligo, pero porque no he llegado a ese punto otra vez donde, o sea, no es que esté falta de ganas, sino que tengo ganas todo el tiempo, pero entiendo mis tiempos. Sí, espero que eso se haya entendido.
Sí, 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 creo que sí. Yo, mm, o sea, si me tocara decir sí o no, yo diría que sí. O sea, sí me obligo a, a trabajar.
Pero es que yo
Pero
creo que no es porque tú no tengas, es que la pregunta dice, se obligan a pintar cuando no tienen ganas o ánimos.
es que es raro que yo no tenga ganas. O sea, suena
Es que a
súper
eso es a
charro.
lo que me refiero. Cuando yo dejé de verlo como como una cosa, como un peso,
Sí,
las ganas no me faltaban.
sí,
Cuando lo sentía como un peso, sí me faltaban ganas y me faltaban ánimos y me faltaba todo. O
sí,
sea, eso es lo que estaba tratando de decir.
sí, sí, sí. Sí, es que, o sea, yo normalmente la gente nos pregunta y más por nuestros como hábitos de trabajo y en particular cuando estábamos haciendo videos editados, o sea, era un trabajo, es que nosotros no necesitamos que nadie, o sea, como validación, ni que con esto no buscamos que la gente diga, guay, en serio, uy, pobres. No, no, no. No, porque además este fue un tiempo que ya pasó y fue una decisión nuestra, además.
Exacto,
Nosotros no
sí.
tenemos por qué eh, eh, sentirnos mal como a posteriori eh, a causa de una decisión que habíamos tomado y con la que estábamos 100% convencidos. Pero nosotros trabajamos de domingo a domingo, o sea,
Mm.
domingo a domingo. Era una cosa,
O sea, y de sol a sol.
sí, era una cosa que estaba, o sea, que nosotros sabíamos que en un punto que estábamos siendo como desbalanceados, o sea, que esa no era la manera, como que estaba bien que estuviéramos como full comprometidos con lo que habíamos dicho, pero y nos estaba yendo muy bien, pero de todas formas era, o sea, uno si estuviera mirando desde afuera, uno se daba cuenta que era mucho, era demasiado. Y eh, yo creo que yo normalmente le digo a las personas que si nosotros no tuviéramos como un convencimiento y estuviéramos tranquilos con lo que estábamos haciendo y lo estuviéramos disfrutando en muchísimos niveles, muchísimos, porque
Mm.
a uno le puede ir bien, pero uno puede detestar el trabajo que tiene.
Sí,
Y eso, el
pues
que le
se
vaya
ve
bien, no,
muchísimas veces, sí.
sí, el que le vaya bien nunca va a lograr justificar como que uno se sienta ahí miserable con lo que está haciendo. Eh, pero la realidad es que lográbamos hacer eso porque pues encontrábamos maneras de hacerlo chévere, como de entender cómo lo podíamos disfrutar nosotros.
Sí,
O sea,
y yo creo también,
no, no,
perdóname.
no, dale.
No, que iba a decir que yo creo que también porque al final sí nos costaba, sí nos pesaba, sí era mucho trabajo, pero yo creo que al final nos acordábamos que era lo que queríamos estar haciendo
Sí,
y eso también a uno lo empuja un montón, como cuando uno de verdad sabe que está haciendo algo que quiere hacer, como que recuerda el por qué lo está haciendo.
Sí. Y yo siempre decía, como me decía a mí mismo, pues si esto era lo que quería, no se queje. Es como muy, no sé, uno oyendo como al papá de uno decirle esas cosas, pero yo me oía a mí mismo como, no me puedo quejar. O
El que
sea,
quiere marrones.
sí, esto era lo que queríamos,
Sí.
esto era. Entonces uno no puede sentirse agradecido con la vida por haberlo llevado hasta ese punto, pero después quejarse. No tiene como sentido.
Sí.
Entonces, mm, y quizás el, eh, el reto no es tanto el trabajar horas o el trabajar cuando uno no quiere, sino como buscar, como cuando Hulk dice que el truco es que siempre está bravo y por eso
Sí.
siempre se puede transformar y transformar de vuelta. Bueno, esa es la manera más lame de explicar lo que estaba tratando de decir, pero de pronto tiene sentido.
Sí. A ver, ¿dónde estaba? Eh, Vermont Paint and Photo was saying, I have zero clue what you're saying, but the flow and inflection has so much passion, I can almost understand the thought. So,
Oh, we were talking about football. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
no. Um,
But I love when people that know it, that understand that this is like essentially a bilingual
mhm.
live. Our videos are always, even from the beginning, they were bilingual. There has to, we knew from the start that they had to be a space for our own language.
Mhm.
But even people that wouldn't speak, they would see, when we did our edited videos, they would watch the Tuesdays videos and they would be like, I don't understand what you're saying, but I love it. And
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I love that type of comments. That
Oh,
were like, I have no idea what you're saying, but what a cool painting.
yeah.
Or you have a cool voice or something like that, which is awesome. Callum was saying, hey guys, finally made it to my hotel, so can join the stream. I'm in London for a residency at the Welcome Collection. Any chatters in the UK? Come see the robots. And a happy face.
That sounds like a trap. So if I know Callum, I mean, it's go there at your own risk.
And Roslyn, Cody, Lychee Jelly Slug, and Liad were saying congrats to Callum on the
Yes.
residency.
He's a genius. He's a doctor.
He's a robot.
I guess, yeah.
Iván dice, yo he visto que a mucha gente sí le cuesta muchísimo pintar, yo soy una de esas personas, pero para ser justos estoy en un estado de ánimo en el que todo me cuesta. Ay, Iván.
¿Y cómo hacemos, Iván, no para salirnos, porque tampoco muchas veces uno tiene que aprender a convivir con esos momenticos? Saber que no es que se vayan siempre o la idea no es que se desaparezcan, sino que uno sepa que están ahí. Pero, ¿qué podemos hacer? ¿Qué podemos hacer, don Iván? ¿En qué podemos servirle? ¿Para qué somos buenos?
Tani, when I was referring to now I was excited. When I got excited because
Okay,
of
yeah.
IKEA
Oh,
and
okay.
puppies,
Yeah.
Tani said, LOL. Lychee Jelly Slug said, oh, the best combo. And Maria Caqueiro dice, también ya quiero que IKEA llegue. Plan con el perri las dos, jajaja. Y yo llevo a las mías.
Eso. Ese
Eh,
plan suena genial
el perri.
de las dos.
El perrilas nos acompaña.
Perrilas se va a quedar cuidando la casa.
No. Cuidando la casa.
Ujú.
Caqueiro, no sé si ya sabías, ya dieron fecha. Abril 2023.
¿Al perro?
No, diciembre 2022.
Ah.
Rosa Hidalgo dice, hola, a mí me encanta pintar. Y unas caritas con corazones.
Qué bueno, Rosa.
Iván dice, nada chicos, ustedes tienen un espacio aquí inspirador. Un poco con existir ya le alegran la vida a mucha gente, dentro de los que me incluyo.
No,
Iván,
sea tan
tan bonito.
lindo.
Sí. Y yo regañando a Iván.
Mira, Mira cómo es la vida.
Pero mira que ese es mi lenguaje de amor. Es una manera de demostrar cariño.
O sea, dijo
Regañar.
la abusadora. ¿Qué es eso, mi amor? ¿Mi
No,
lenguaje de amor es cascarte?
no,
¿Qué
sí,
es
eso sonó,
eso,
sí,
mi
eso sonó
amor?
horrible. No iba a decir.
Fatal. Sí, Fer. Corre.
Pensé que decías Fer. Y yo, oye, ¿y por qué echaste a Fer debajo del bus con ese
No, Fer, que huya de
comentario?
este ambiente tóxico.
No, no. No, iba a decir que yo obviamente era un chiste, era
Ujú.
una manera de molestar a Iván y esa es una manera de demostrar cariño.
Uy,
Que Keiro
porque te
dice,
quiero, te aporreo.
no, que no.
Terrible.
No, y nunca estaría de acuerdo con algo así. Fatal.
Porque si
Me
estás
parece
pegando, mi amor,
completamente tóxico
está bien,
y
pero no me
fatal.
pegues.
María Caqueiro dice, oh, no sabía de la fecha. Me postulé para trabajar en diseño con ellos, pero no he escuchado nada. Pero qué bueno saber esa fecha, jejeje.
Uy, vamos,
Ay,
Caqueiro.
Caqueiro, cruzando los dedos para que
Tengamos
ojalá
descuento.
salga, sí. Y tengamos, ay, puta, casi me caigo en la silla.
Quédese quieta. Qué cosa, oiga. Uy, pucha.
Que tengamos acceso temprano.
Asexo, como dijo el presi.
No, él dijo sin el
Asex,
ax.
asexo.
No dijo solo sexo, no dijo.
Sí.
Em, Rosa Hidalgo dice, me encanta ver cómo pintas, me relaja.
Gracias, Rosa. Yo no estoy tan relajado pintando hoy, pero le agradezco el cumplido.
Callum was saying, also, I had a question for Nico.
Go ahead.
Did you ever think to do your underpainting for this in alizarin crimson over raw umber to help with the chroma of the magenta? Consider, not think. Haha, sorry. That sounded so rude. So, did you ever consider to do
Mhm.
your underpainting for this in alizarin crimson over raw umber to help with the chroma of the magenta?
Yeah, first of all, very judgy, dude. Very judgy. So, no, I think honestly, Callum, a lot of the things that are happening are because I sort of knew what I was getting into, but not really, but was gladly stepping on that landmine, um, and hoping that something cool and strange would happen or something. And something cool and strange did happen, but now I have to deal with it. So, we're in the moment of the painting where things were clearly I don't know if different from what I was expecting, because I've been saying how it kind of is what I was expecting. I just didn't visualize it, but I couldn't visualize it. But I knew what I was getting into yesterday. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be tough. But I wanted to go through it. Yeah, instead of making it or finding a way to make it a little bit more manageable, I was like, okay, let's do this. Like, let's go. Let's see what happens. And I don't know. I think now that the painting is kind of getting some character, like a specific character, I have to say I'm enjoying it. Weirdly enjoying it. And that's what usually happens when we end up, convincing ourselves to finally take that step to do things that we know are going to be tough for us. We know it. We've identified what's the thing that scares, the crap out of us. And we have finally decided to say, I'm going to take the plunge. Like, I'm going to do this. And this may not be like, my biggest fear, but it's a big fear in the sense that losing control while you're painting something live is not fun at all. Like, not knowing what to do while you're painting, for other people, like we're doing essentially right now. Oh, trust me, that's not fun. Not fun at all. So I'm not scared of that feeling because I've come to know how to understand it, but it's still feeling lost is feeling lost.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that can ever make you feel comfortable. You can kind of teach yourself how to be okay with it and enjoy it, and in many ways, but it's still feeling lost. And you know that when you're lost, you could end up in places that you don't really want to be. So I think it's the same thing with this painting, but in many ways, it's like telling myself, okay, this is what's happening. And I think in the first, first, I would say first hour of the painting, I was a little kind of shell shocked and saying, and trying to like identify, okay, how the hell am I going to paint this? Because you're noticing what is essentially going to be the, the road that you have to travel, and you see it, and you're like, okay, this is what's going to happen today in this painting. But then you have to start traveling through it. You have to, like, it could be, the worst road. You could have seen, at a distance that it looks like the worst Transylvanian road ever, and you still have to go through it.
Mhm.
And what you don't expect, and what ends up being like the almost like saving grace of the whole painting process, is that in that road you can like find meaning to, for anything. And I think that's kind of what has happened ultimately, that I was very hesitant, very scared at the beginning, but then I realized, okay, this is what I have to do. And maybe the painting that I wanted to paint is no longer there, but there's still a painting there to be unearthed, to be discovered. And it's my job to try to look for it. I could have just easily said, nope, 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 this is horrible. Like, this is not what I wanted. This is not the painting that I wanted. Like, things are not in the place that they should be. Every decision that I'm making is looking different than, what I'm hoping it can read as. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this. Like, this is not fun for me. I could have said that, and in many ways it could have been justified to say that. Like, I could have convinced myself that every one of those things that I was saying that maybe are excuses, but they could have been justified excuses. Like, I could have said, I'm sorry, but this was not working for me. We're going to try it again tomorrow, and we're going to start all over again, and whatever. I could have said, whatever made me feel more comfortable about quitting prematurely with this painting. But no, it's awesome to just say, hey, it is what it is. Let's keep going and find a way out.
Yeah, and the importance of pushing through.
Yeah, just find a way out. Make it work.
Which again it's easier said than done. But I think it's very cool to have this sort of live streams, because I think that sometimes we have those excuses, as you were
Yes.
saying, and maybe we think they are like real excuses.
Yeah, they sound valid.
Yeah, and it's like, no, they're valid. I'm gonna quit. But I think it's cool to see that if you push through, something's gonna come out of it.
Something
if
can
you-
happen.
And even if you, at the end, I mean, and I'm not talking about you as in you, Nicolas, but as in someone, oneself. Like, at the end, even if oneself doesn't like the end result, there's still a lot of knowledge that came with that.
Yes.
So
It's always like, put yourself in the best position to give yourself a chance
yeah.
to make a cool painting.
Yes.
Just never always think that it's going to be possible to just pull it out.
Nicolas Mijarovich was saying the painting is, of course, going well and looks incredibly interesting. I knew it wasn't blind faith on my part.
Oh, the Croatian faith.
Leila Amani was saying wow.
Thank you, Layla.
Callum was saying
Layla.
it looks super cool. It is an interesting color relationship. Those greens are so murky.
And I wish they were greens. They're yellows. They're earthy
They
yellows.
even have cadmium red.
Some of them have
parts.
red. Yes, it's craziness.
Yeah. So let me see, because we started talking. I don't know about what. Maybe IKEA.
Blathering. Yeah.
And maybe there's some questions I haven't answered to. So, Ricardito dice, está haciendo una quote, una cita.
Yeah.
Dice, me estoy muriendo lentamente. Nico's last words. We were choking there.
Yeah.
Riley Hoff said, hi,
I
Danny.
think I'll be at peace if I go like that.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'll be like, oh, this is it.
Riley Hoff was saying, hi, Danny and Nico. The oranges are already looking spicy. Already excited to see the finished result.
I don't even know what the finished painting is, to be honest.
This was a lot ago, too.
Oh, okay.
So, XOXOS Ray 2 was saying hello. Hello, XOXOS Ray 2.
You love to do that, man.
You hate it?
Yeah, you feel every X and every O.
Robin was saying you're gonna have to start a Jesus Christ jar. You could,
Jesus.
Yeah, you could buy a figure.
I could buy pardons with that.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Samuel Coomer was saying,
does the church still sell pardons? Maybe.
no.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe they're expensive.
No, I think that was like a long time ago.
Like
That was
last week.
Terrible. Samuel Coomer was saying, you all are inspiring me to both paint and learn Spanish. Where are you
Best
all
of both.
from?
Best of
We're
both
from-
worlds.
Well, we're from Colombia. Short answer.
Viva Colombia.
Long answer.
Luchito.
So, Bogota, Colombia.
Bogota.
Long answer. Nicolas was born in the U.S.
Yeah.
in Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And he came to Colombia. So all of his family, like sisters, brothers, are from Colombia.
Yeah.
Your mom is from Colombia.
Yeah.
And
Dad also.
Yeah, and your dad. And you came here when you were
Stork.
very, very young.
Yeah. Both my parents were living there, studying there.
Yeah.
So that's
but
why.
As Nicolas always said, I mean, I'm talking for you, but
Oh,
you've
please.
said that Colombia always felt like home for
Come on,
you.
this is my home. Yes.
Yes.
No questions asked, no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
if you ask me, I would say Nicolas is Colombian, period.
Yeah.
I mean,
a very white, pale Colombian, pale, rosy Colombian.
there's a lot of white, pale, rosy Colombians.
I mean, the
though.
challenge for the most.
Nah.
Yeah, I think
Of course
so.
not. Nicolas, please.
I think so.
No. Yeah, and I was born and raised in Bogota, Colombia. My parents are Colombian. So, yeah. 2 Colombians here. Luis del Pino estaba diciendo hace bastante rato.
Mhm.
A mi modo de ver, yo he usado muchos colores flúor para crear el contraste máximo. Usaba tonos azules saturados. De hecho, uso colores a la cera grasa con colores turquesa y funcionan bien.
Uy, Luis, me tiene que dar tips entonces porque... Oh my God.
Tani was saying, hey guys, just finished working on a t-shirt / band design for today.
I love Tanny does every... It's like, hey, I'm drawing on top of an elephant.
Yeah.
She always, it's like amazing. I love it.
And they
Love
were
it.
saying, I don't know what it is yet, LOL, but it's a work in progress. Happy to catch the live today. Sorry for missing the past few that have happened.
Oh,
no,
you
don't
never have to
worry.
apologize for that.
We're
Don't.
happy to have you here, Tani.
But if you don't leave a like, then just please go.
Hace mucho tiempo, cuando dijiste que estabas mezclando y se veía verde,
Yeah?
Pedro Vicente estaba diciendo, ¿tienen a Marvel de sponsor hoy? No avisaron que pintarían para el estreno de She-Hulk.
Oh, look at that. Muy bien,
Em,
muy bien. No sé qué tan bien le vaya a ir a esa serie, pero Todo bien.
A ver. ¿Qué se me escapó?
Que sí me escapo.
Sí, me escapó. Eh, Ana Azuela, también
Ujú.
al puro principio del video, estaba
Sí.
diciendo, hola Dani y Nicolás. Hola Ana. La pintura me está invitando a experimentar y sufrir igual con un bote de rosa neón que tengo ahí desde hace años.
Uy, Ana,
Ana,
por favor.
por favor, sí. Am,
El mal siempre es mejor cuando lo sufren muchos. Lo padecen muchos. La invito.
Thumb, thumb,
Tom.
thumb.
Okay. That was a
Um,
onomatopoeia.
was saying, oh, is asking a lot of questions a bit
Oh.
of a faux pass? I've
Faux
never
pas.
faux pas. I've
Yeah.
never been to one of these demonstrations before.
No, I was
I
kidding.
didn't
No,
think
no, no, no,
he
no.
was annoyed. He took a nice smiley selfie with me. Haha.
No, no,
No,
no.
I mean thumb, thumb, thumb,
Please.
thumb. You have
Come
to
on.
know Nicolas Uribe by now. He's
No, no, no.
always joking. Oh God.
Danny,
He's
Jesus Christ,
I
just
can't
for the
stay
love
still.
of baby Jesus.
No, I can't. But no, of course it's not. Even Nicolas has said sometimes that it is helpful when I mean if you're having like a show and there's like questions,
Oh, I love people
they're
that talk,
super
that ask
cool. Yeah.
questions, and that, yeah,
Yeah.
super necessary, I feel.
Andrés Pinzón
¿Qué hubo,
dice,
Andrés?
hola Nico Dani.
¿Qué dice Andrés?
Hola Andrés. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más?
Bien, ¿y
The
tú?
Kanzlich was saying your German is very good.
Oh,
Thank you.
danke.
Mentiras, yo no era. Oh, you know.
No.
Ay, se fue.
What?
Eh,
You okay?
I lost the name of the road. Because
In?
Romania?
Okay.
The road, remember that AHES was saying that
Well, I mean, it sounds like Trafalgar, but
Transfagarasan.
okay.
No. Transfagarasan, yeah. I was gonna ask, because I don't know if AHES is still here.
Oh, no,
But I wanted to ask.
He left.
I have to Google, yeah. I wanted to ask how long it takes to complete the whole road.
Danny, it took you like an hour for that question?
No, I just thought about it. Because I was just seeing their comment.
Yeah.
So.
Oof. Thank you, Danny, for that.
You're welcome always.
You're welcome always.
You're guacamole.
You're
That sounds
guacamoles?
like. Callum was saying, maybe you have worked out how to paint a cool shadow in hell. Ha ha ha.
Oof, Callum. Tone it down, dude.
The rude robot.
Yeah, tone it down.
The rude bot.
Jesus, Danny.
Marcelo Peralta was saying, finally got home. Going to paint along now.
Oh, awesome, Marcelo.
Let's see. Riley Huff was saying, are you planning to add some deeper darks or keep this one somewhat low contrast?
Oh, I think it's contrasty enough for me. If I have to be super, super honest, I think if I add contrast to this whole equation, I'm gonna go insane, I feel. It's gonna be super difficult for me to like make sense of this painting. So I don't know how it's looking, and forgive me if today the painting may look quite different to me than what it looks for you guys, but I can also say it's a tough painting to try and understand. So yeah, to me it's perfect the way where I have it, it's like perfect for me because it's giving me a chance to like deal with it, but only with the variables that I'm willing to push. I'm not willing to push more. Like it's too much for me if I start to believe that I have to get like a full range of value in this, I'm gonna quit. I feel it's too much.
Liad was saying, I went to a show of an artist I love, and they were very aloof,
Aloof?
aloof
Yeah.
to me and
Really?
Michelle.
Hmm.
They did hold court and talk to other people, but couldn't be bothered with us.
Oh.
That's
I
terrible.
mean, but don't. Yeah. Yes, but try not to, Liad, because there's no. If you really think about this, there's no reason for that. Like, try
Hmm.
not to take it personally. It's probably. I don't know. I don't know. And sometimes openings are super chaotic. I'm sure you know that. And sometimes you're trying to say hi to like all the people that are there, but sometimes the gallery is like pushing you to say hi to a lot of the people that you don't know but maybe bought like a painting. So you're trying to like be kind of mindful of that. And if there's family there, you're trying to say hi to family. If there's friends there that you haven't seen, you're trying to say hello to friends that you haven't seen in a long time. So it's a lot. I've been to
Yeah.
tons of openings where it's exhausting. You want to collapse after you have like an opening because it's too much to
And
be.
also you don't know, which is something that I feel that we forget sometimes, that they could be having a terrible day. Cuz I think that happens with a lot of people, like public people, let's
Yeah.
say. So people that we don't know personally, but we admire. We don't know if they're having like the worst day ever, too.
Or imagine,
You
Liat,
made
I'm
me
not
thought
saying
about
that this
that.
was the case, but imagine like you have a show and you're not selling anything. Like there's no sales or there's very few sales and you were expecting a lot more. And that's in the back of your head all the time. Like all the time when you're in an opening, you're always hoping to go like to walk around and then maybe on the next time, the next kind of round that you do, to see that a painting that you had passed like now sold. You're always hoping to see like little red dots in sales. um, but imagine like having worked super hard and maybe the paintings are awesome and you want to commend the painter on their paintings and you just want to have like a good talk, or just a nice talk, and your sentiments are can be genuine and nice, and but in the back of this person's head it's like, "Oh my god, I haven't sold anything," or I'm doing worse than I thought that I had anticipated. And it's very tough to keep like a straight mind when maybe you need those things. Oof, it's very very tough. So I would say just, yeah, try not to take it personally because I'm positive, Leah, that it's not personal. It really isn't.
Liad was saying, it just felt like we weren't important because we didn't have money or reputation.
Mm,
I went to a couple openings of this artist. It was always the same.
yeah,
Maybe they're just awkward. I don't judge too harshly.
yeah, and or maybe that's the case. I mean, I don't know who you're talking about, but yeah, some artists that like have hierarchies and they'll really pay attention to, they'll know the people that they have to kind of say hi to and keep an eye on for the rest of the night because they probably mean sales and they in that sense they become like super important. But I have to say, I used to go to almost every forum gallery opening when I lived in New York. um, and I always said hi to every single one of those artists, and they always said hi back. I mean, I didn't have like long conversations, but they were super kind in saying hi back. And for that little moment, and I was very young. I mean, there was no reason for anyone like that to feel like they would have to hold a conversation with me, but they were very kind. Um, Well, if you ever go to one of my shows that don't exist now, although Nucleus wrote to me today, Danny, I didn't tell you, but
Mm-hmm.
they were like, they wanted to see if I could have, if I wanted like another, like something like we did with Ben, like a
And is it
two-person
something that
show.
you can share here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't know how to answer still, so but I can share that they asked, so I don't know. But if I ever if I ever have a show there and we meet there, Liat, you can be sure because you know it would be no different than any other moment that both Danny and I have met people that we have had virtual relationships with. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's sounding kind of freaky, but no, I mean when we met Robin, it was amazing. It
Yeah.
was like the person that we had met for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, it was like the exact
Same
person
person. Yeah.
that we had interacted with for 2 years, and she was as kind as I thought she was going to be, and as funny as I thought she was going to be,
Yeah.
and
As sweet.
yeah, like perfect. Like it was. It wasn't surprising at any level, and it was a joy to get to talk to her personally when we met in when we finally met in Menorca. So, no, we always, I don't know. I think that the people that you see in both of us, both Danny and myself, are the people that we are. It would be
Yeah.
hard. It would, trust me, it would be very hard to keep an act going this long. So,
Yeah. Liat said, "Oh, I know if I go to one of your shows, Nicolas, you will ignore me just for the joke." Oh,
yeah,
Nicolas,
yeah, I
now
know. Oh, that's
that's
a
how it,
challenge now.
yeah.
That is a challenge.
Oh. Pedro Vicente was saying, "Are you friends with Colombian Tito Merello? Love his digitals. No sé por qué cambia al inglés." Uy, yo tengo que ser honesta, no sé. No sé si conozco el trabajo. ¿Tú sí?
¿Pero es colombiano?
Tito Merelo. Es que me sonó. De pronto lo leí Merelo.
Es que, ¿por qué no me confirmas si es? Yo sé el trabajo, pero yo no sé si es colombiano.
Yo no.
¿Por qué no me buscas ahí súper rápido, porfa?
Mm, no me sale.
¿No? ¿No te sale de dónde es? O...
¿De dónde es?
Mm,
O sea, si me sale el artista, no me sale.
sí.
A ver. Mm, no. Ay, ya vi el trabajo. Sí, sí lo había. Sí lo conocía, lo había visto. No sabía el nombre. No, no me sale el nombre, ¿sabes? No me
No,
sale la nacionalidad, perdón, ¿sabes?
no, yo no sabía, no sé. Yo no sé. Yo no pensé que fuera colombiano.
Em,
No, él no es colombiano.
no, no me suena. Además es
No.
Tito Merelo Vilar.
Sí, no. No, por eso. So, no, so we were...
Él habla español,
Ah,
igual. Oh, but the question was in English,
sí,
so.
pero no, él no es colombiano. O no sé si sea colombiano, o sea,
Como de ascendencia
sí, no sé,
colombiana.
pero no, o sea, y la respuesta no lo conozco personalmente. No lo conocemos, pues, porque ahí sí puedo hablar por Dani.
A ver,
A menos de que me estés ocultando tu amistad
sí,
con Tito Pavón.
obvio. No, no. No encontré. No encontré. Pedro Vicente dice, no, sorry, es español, creo, de Barcelona. No,
Sí.
Pedro.
Pedro.
No,
¿Qué pasa,
Pedro.
Pedro? ¿Qué pasa, Pedro?
Callum was saying,
Yeah.
that wasn't meant to be rude, haha. The robots are ¿cómo se dice? R-A-K-E.
Rack? I don't know.
Rack,
Oh, I actually don't.
Racky robots I showed you, Nico.
Oh, cool,
They were
cool.
all finished today.
Nice. Awesome.
They real time track your hands and walk towards you when they see your hands.
Oh, that's so freaky.
Mm. Ana Azuela, que estaba hablando sobre ese bote de pintura rosada neón que tiene.
Que tenía por mucho tiempo ahí.
Sí, que se antojó.
Sí.
Dice, sí lo voy a hacer una pintura de mi perro. Si me sale, le mando una foto a Dani por el Insta. Claro, por favor, por favor. Y si no sale, también.
Claro.
Yutaki001
Yeah.
was saying, hello, it looks like Nicolas' quote-unquote background is fantastic. The picture is much more 3D-ish this way.
Yeah. So, it may be a very cheeky painting to do because, I mean, it's not, you know, in following a different line than the one that we've been doing for the past couple of weeks, where we have wanted to find a way to incorporate the different stages in the construction of the painting. If you think about it, the first one was where it was the most evident. Like, this is probably the opposite end of the spectrum of the Danny in Rome painting, because Danny in Rome painting, I was painting a lot of like these green grays, orange, orangey, ochre grays that felt so adjacent to the background, to what essentially was, the space that was described with the underpainting, that the whole thing felt analogous really fast. It felt really, really close. Like, if you could imagine like a gamut where your painting lives in, all these colors that I was putting were very, very bunched up. They were very, very close together. And when I saw that was kind of cool, I realized, okay, this could be a thing. This could be like the tiny little thread that is, connecting all these paintings that I can do. If you imagine them as a series, they could be the thing that ends up tying these different efforts together. And with the second painting, the one of Cristina with the big hair, there were a lot of like areas, particularly in the background, some of the painting, some of the framed objects that were in the background were left as is, and a lot of the bottom of the painting was also left as is. So, it was almost like a crescendo to the portrait, and then it slowly and very, it almost like in a very sparkled like way, it kind of dissolved. It wasn't like gradual, but it gave you a moment of a little framed thing here, a moment, like a glistening of a moment, off to the right, and then another one in the corner. But there was always this effort in incorporating what essentially is the history of the painting, so that you have like a way of judging its origins, and how those very origins can be really relevant in how they affect the rest of the decisions, the subsequent decisions. And in the one of Fer, I was saying at the beginning how that cobalt blue, if that cobalt blue was like pure cobalt blue, like pure, if I just like had squeezed a mound of blue and then mixed it with my knife and then applied it so thickly that it was like opaque, it was just cobalt blue, I am telling you, it would have been jarring. It would have been like a cutout It would have felt like very collagey, very just like, a blue that was placed almost like forced on top of the painting. But the reason it worked, it's because there was a lot of this. I mean, this is looking quite different today, but there was a lot of this little raw umber just lifting. It was like the scaffolding for that blue. It was really holding all that piece together. And then the hair, which is like a wonderful place to leave almost like in an underpainting stage, a lot of the hair was just that, was underpainted decisions that were then understood as final when everything else kind of melded together. In the one that I did of Per, we had to be intelligent, in the sense of gradually leaving those umbery underpainting
sweater, yeah.
sections in the sweater. Yeah, you remember, Danny, that it was even hard for me to decide when to exactly. And I thought it was like too abrupt at the beginning when
and you did like a transition, so
it had to be like a really well thought out. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just saying, like, it demanded of me to say, okay, how can I solve this simply, effectively? It's almost like
intelligently. Yeah.
Every choice is going to count.
Yeah.
Every single decision you put down is going to count. Everything you decide not to do and everything you decide to do in a certain way counts. They always count. And I'm horrified. I'm going to tell you this right now. I am horrified of even saying those words, of what those words mean while I'm painting.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell me that that's the sort of painting that I have to paint,
oh no,
I am horrified. I don't want to paint anymore. I don't want to ever paint. But I can also tell you that when I'm in the midst of a painting and I realize that that is my responsibility, I love it.
Mm.
Because it's something that's very powerful. Mm-hmm. It's super powerful when you realize that a decision that you make can, propel your painting, or it can break it. Mm-hmm. It can completely break it and make it feel absolutely pointless.
Yeah.
But when you commit to a good decision and you see it, kind of come to life in a painting, oh my God, there are few feelings like that. So I love being kind of stuck in that moment. Again, if you tell me at the beginning that that's what I have to do every single time I sit down and paint, no, check please. I don't want to do this. It sounds horrendous to me, but I like it. So in many weird ways, all these paintings that we've done, each one of them has proven to be like its own little challenge. The way a painting should always be. It doesn't matter how much control you feel you have over a painting. A painting, it's its own universe. It's almost like if you had built all these little, things before, but when you're about to build this one, all you have is the prior knowledge, but not the plans on how to build something.
Mm-hmm.
You have the experience of having built it, but you come in with like no plans and no knowledge almost. Mm-hmm. Because I think that when you approach painting that way, that's the only way. Well, not that's the only way. I mean, I guess we could have just forcefully imposed ourselves onto a painting like the one we did today. And I'm saying we did because I'm done, but we could have done that. But I have to be honest with you guys. If I had that personality of being like a far less flexible painter than the one I think I am, this would have been hell. This is hell. This is absolute hell. Because there's too many things that change, way too many things. I mean, it's one variable that cascades into every single decision that you've ever made or that you've ever known to be true changing. It's a palette that I have known to behave in a very specific way for years now. I even did exercises with these palettes when I was a student. So I've known what this palette means and how to understand it. Yeah. And it's like breath, it's what the palette can do and where it suffers.
Yeah.
I've known this forever and I love it because of those things. But today, oh my God, I've never had a single color that I thought it was going to be just one variable. You know, if we could rewind back and hear me talk about changing one thing and how that makes things a little more like easier to digest. This thing, I had never seen a color make every other color look green.
Yeah, because at the end, it ended up.
Okay, painting a painting a painting a painting.
Yeah, a painting.
Yeah.
But it was like, as you were saying, like adding a color to your palette, because it was transforming every single mix you were doing.
Yeah.
So that's why you like
Absurd.
lose your ground.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, it was
With
bad
the
the first
palette you
time.
knew by heart.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you were just like adding it to every single. I mean, you had that color in every single mix you were doing.
Everything. Yeah.
So it was just like offsetting everything you thought you knew about the palette.
If you want an argument, because what Danny's saying is completely spot on. If you want an argument for, you know how when we say, and I think some people had asked this yesterday, like, how do you introduce new colors to your palette?
That was
Like, how do you
yesterday.
expand your palette? And I think somebody was saying ultramarine blue.
Because they were saying how to add something else to the Zorn palette.
Right. And forgive me if I misremember that, but and I was just saying that when you invite a color to that palette, it's because you've almost ran out of options. You've like scoured through your palette and you've tried everything that you can do with your palette, and you still feel wanting. And you have to like almost like asking for forgiveness. You have to tell your palette, I am so sorry, but I need like another friend. You know, we are amazing, but I think we need another friend. And that has to feel uncomfortable. It has to feel weird. And I know that I'm like personifying colors and giving like a palette character. And maybe that sounds like stupid, but it's not really. Like, look what one color, granted, probably the nastiest color that you can think of, but look at what one color did for the rest of the colors. Like one color. And sometimes we're like, oh, I bought 3 colors and I'm going to put them in my palette.
Yeah.
3 extra colors because I saw somebody else working with them. Or I got excited at the art store and I realized I can squeeze these new colors here and feel like I can do new paintings now.
Yeah.
Sometimes a new painting means just that one weird ass color and seeing how that color behaves with the rest of your friends. Having like an office friend meet your like, childhood friends.
Yeah.
And look at that. It changes everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. Everything.
Yeah.
It is crazy. But I love paintings that I have to be on my toes and I have to say, what do I do? Like, how the hell do you make this work? And remember, making it work is just as simple as finding a painting that can then showcase why you thought it was going to be a difficult painting to paint. That's what we want in the end, doing a painting, because if I say, oh my God, this was horrible, and people that just signed, that just logged into our live, look at the painting and it's like, hey guys, it looks like any other painting that you've ever painted. If that's what people say, it's like, that's pointless then. That's pointless. But if you do a painting that shows what you had to do to overcome all the battles that the painting threw at you, then you go like, oh, that's a tough painting to paint. Oh, that's a fucking tough painting. I can understand right now, just by looking at it, how that is a tough painting. Like if I told people, oh, this is Zorn palette plus neon ground, it's such a what? Like, why would that work? And how does that work? And in my mind, I was like, I don't know. I need something to ground myself, which is, a Zorn palette. And I need something to just completely F with my mind, which is this damn color. And
So
I
you needed
think,
Zorn to ground,
yeah, I needed
but
something
your ground
Oh, Jesus
wasn't
Christ, Danny.
grounding you.
I mean,
I
pick another
had
painting.
to. I mean, if I'm doing a bad joke, I have to do
put another
10
painting
more.
in that title.
10 more.
Yeah. You know what it needs? I need more painting. That was gonna be no. It was like a more cowbell, and I
I
was
thought you
trying to
were
do.
choking again.
Yeah. Well, my Christopher Walken is like Christopher. No, I can't. I can't do it.
No, please.
Yeah, no. Let's finish on a good note. Um. Yeah, but I think it's done. It's a painting. I think it's a painting. Again, I think it's a cheap painting. I don't like myself when I go like I'll just leave the the jacket as this
You think
neon
it's a
thing.
cheap painting?
Well,
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
it
like
is.
I'll say this like this because I actually really like the painting. But when you let the color just do the job for you, like just be it's like, hey, I'm gonna show you how bright that damn thing is because it's surrounded by green grays, basically.
But I think that's like taking the easy road. And you did all the other thing. I mean, you were like,
Yeah,
I want that pink to shine, and it's not gonna be like an easy cheat that I'm gonna put and it's gonna make everything pop. But you were like, I want that, so I'm gonna struggle the hell out of the painting session
yeah.
so I can get to something that can feel like in balance with that. So I don't think it's cheating.
No, no, you're very kind, and
No, but I mean, I'm not trying to be kind. I'm trying
okay, now
to
you're being unkind.
make you
Now you're being a
see
little aggressive.
what you really did. Because
Uh,
it's not like a neon color is always gonna mean that you're cheating. Because it's like eye catching. I don't think that works like that.
yeah,
Because if it's easy, it's cheating.
you're
It's
no, you're
if
right.
it's 10 times harder, I don't think it's cheating. But
No, you're right. I was gonna say that it makes you if you want to do something that's kind of cheeky and it works. You have to work for it. You have to because if not, it's gonna feel like the dumbest painting ever, like just the most half-ass painting ever, and just it lazy. It's gonna feel lazy. If you find something that works and if you strip it from everything else, from every reason for why it works, and you just hold on to like whatever superficial quality is left, it's very lazy. It's very, very lazy. And this made me work. Like what you were saying, Danny, I don't like this is not about me saying, oh, I had to fight for this painting. But no, it made me like when I started, oh my God, I was having like a heart attack. I really was. I think the heart attack eventually surfaced as the choking, an hour later.
maybe
But
that was that. Yeah.
it was a prolonged heart attack. It was slowly moving up.
Yeah.
Um, but the truth is, like, this wouldn't work if there's not all the choices that very subtle choices that let that color breathe through. Like I love this. Like
Yeah.
if you ask me my favorite part of the painting, it's this little cheek, this little bit of the upper lip, then turning into that little cheek. That all it's doing, it's just showing the ground that's underneath. But it had to be so right, and you had to like not even overwork it. The least like if you started overworking it, it's gone. It's just gone, and the opportunity is gone, and you're done. But for that to be there at that tiny, tiny little level, it's like this tiny little bit of magic that you can like. It's almost like each painting
Yeah.
gives you a chance at like savoring that tiny little droplet of like dew that is incredible, but you have one chance. And most of the times we're like, oh fuck this, let me overwork this because I'm lost. And it's okay to overwork a painting if you finally find your way while you're trudging through the mud, and you're able to get some semblance of a painting at the end. Like, good on you. That's great. That's a painting. That's a like you fought for that painting. But sometimes it's just like you're so in tune that you know how you're moving paint, and it's like whoop, and you leave it, and everything in your body is like, don't you dare touch that. Like, don't touch that. Don't like look away.
Yeah.
Drop the brush. Don't be an idiot. Like, and how I think all of us painters have been there where we see that thing that is working and we're like, yeah, but I need to maybe tweak this.
And then you cry
And it's done.
the rest
It's
of
gone.
the day.
Yeah, because it's gone.
Exactly.
It's gone. It's absolutely gone, and you'll never see it back. You try to like
because those are
scrape
the
it.
things that you can't go
Yeah,
back
they're
to.
they're never. You scrape it, you like wipe it, and you're like, no, 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 and it lives in your memory.
Yeah.
So
well, in a very dark and
yeah, it's a dark place.
yeah, somber
It's
room.
It's where you keep all the paintings that you fucked up.
Yeah.
And those are the paintings that are teaching you lessons. But yeah, you don't want to go too much into that room.
Yeah.
But you need that room. You need it. But I think in this one, it was just
A
saying,
closet.
let's call
Not
it
a
a
room,
closet.
just
Closets,
a
closets,
room.
closets.
A room for all that?
I think
Oh,
I need
no.
an apartment for
Oh.
all the paintings I've messed up.
I
yeah.
mean, I need a country.
Yeah, little planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this, I think this painting, in many ways, it's like every other painting that we do, but it's I think it highlighted the fact that you had to adjust, you had to be flexible.
You have
Oh,
to
Jesus
use that,
Christ, come on.
Nicolas.
I know, but I know. I mean, if we're ever gonna like reference a tiny bit of horrible highlighters, this would be the painting to do it.
Go ahead.
No, but if I mean it is in many ways the manner in which we speak about this painting can't be or doesn't have to be different than every other painting that we paint. But the challenges were very particular for this one. I mean, they are. If you guys ever want to try this, like, please give it a shot and go through that experience, because it is an experience. I feel I had never done it, and it's something. It really does alter many things, or many perceptions I had about that palette, and it is almost like a dose of color theory, like straight to your veins, like.
Yeah, because it crumbles all the things you thought you knew.
Yeah, but it also reminds you that it's color theory.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It may be weird. It may be color theory on acid, but it's color theory still.
Yeah.
It's just a damn stupid, ridiculously bright neon pink, a red essentially, telling you nothing that you have in your palette comes even close to my definition of redness or brightness or saturation. Nothing. That's what that color is telling me. So whenever I put something down, it was like, oh, you don't believe me that nothing is going to come close? Like, I'm going to show you how everything is like so different than what I am in my redness and in my brightness and in my, neonness and in my saturation, my, ridiculously high chroma, that every single thing you put down, I'm going to make it look like the opposite end of the color spectrum. Like, I'm going to make it look green. You're going to throw a yellow earth at me, it's going to be green. Mix it with white, it's going to look green. Mix it with black, it's obviously going to look green. Mix it with red, make an orange, it's going to look green. It doesn't matter. It was like a color feeling so overpowering, so goddamn overpowering. And not just overpowering because you put it there, but overpowering because every single decision that you were putting right next to it was like evidence of it being so strong. So we can either like say, I have no clue how to paint this because, the little bit of experience that I have goes out the window. Or you can say, you know what? You're making everything look green. Fine, I'll give you that. It's like, I'll give you that. You got, like, I can't fight with you on that. You win. I can't. I don't have any other colors that can compete with you. You win, period. But then give me a chance to make all these like green looking things that you're throwing back at me. Give me a chance to tweak them so that I can make a painting out of all that greenness. And that's where I think my mind changed. Because at the beginning, I was like, I still want to paint light. I still want to paint sunlight. Like, this is ridiculous. I want to paint light. And my definition of light was one that was being defined by the picture that we were using as reference. But light is such a beautiful concept that it can adapt to anything. And at some point, I was like, you know what? Fuck sunlight. Like, I'm not painting sunlight. There's no way in hell I can paint sunlight. So let me paint atmosphere. Let me paint a green atmosphere. Like that I know I can paint. So I told myself, you can paint atmosphere. Like if there's anyone that loves a heavy atmosphere in a painting, it's me. If there's anyone that loves like atmospheres that obey like a single hue, oh my God, that's me. I love this. I absolutely love this. So I can paint that painting, even if this damn thing is reminding me that my color is going to be all over the place. I know I can paint that painting. I can paint the hell out of that painting. So that's why when somebody said, are you going to keep it so narrow in your values? And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to keep it narrow in my values. Because if I'm going to paint atmosphere, you know, what's the first thing that atmosphere has to have an effect on? Values. You know, it narrows your value range. That's what atmosphere is. So I realized that's the painting that I'm painting. But it took me a while to like recognize it and then convince myself that that was the painting that I had to paint. And that's kind of cool. And for the person at the beginning, just to tie it, just to put like a bow on it, for the person at the beginning that was probably speaking about a larger painting, or, you know, if these are the size of the paintings that we usually do and why maybe to them they were small. This like tour de force that we went through in this small to medium sized painting, you know, if this was larger, I can tell you that I would have felt defeated. Like if I had to cover more ground with every decision that I made, if I had to like think with more paint and apply more paint, and it was far more evident how this color was just getting to be more and more out of my hands every time, I think I would have, I don't see myself as having like the strength or the patience to say, I can do this in one session. Like it's too much.
But
yes,
playing devil's advocate
yes,
here.
please. Ooh, that's
If it
usually
was-
my role.
I mean, if it was a tiny format,
Yes.
I think it would be as complicated. Like
yes.
in the Mariano Fortuny.
Oh yeah,
format.
yeah. No, it looks. I mean, that color is going to kick your ass
Yeah.
if it's like that big, or if it's, you know, a ton of it. So you're totally right in that sense. What I'm saying is like, I think I have the strength to manage this painting when it's this big, but I think it's totally overpowering if it's if it's bigger.
Bigger, okay.
Yeah, if it would have been bigger, I don't know if I could do it in a single session. I don't know if I can recognize the things that I have to adjust in such a short time. So for sure it would have taken me like studio time to learn how to like navigate this painting. But you know, one of the challenges and one of the, I think, beautiful challenges about what we have proposed to people is that very complex things can happen in a very short time when we do these paintings. And even though we're in the middle, like right in the middle of something that's highly complex, there are solutions that can be, or at least that we can begin to consider in a small session also. So a painting doesn't have to feel like, oh my God, this is so hard to paint. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I know that that's the feeling almost always with a painting. That's certainly the feeling that I had when I started painting this today. But, you know, if you give yourself a chance and if you kind of like tune yourself with your painting, you'll realize that it is giving you opportunities to deal with things almost like immediately. It is telling you, hey, the effect, right, like today, the effect of that color is immediate. Like you are going to see it. You're going to see it. It's impossible not to see it. So you either adjust or you're going to fail. You're going to just complain. You either understand how you're going to adjust, or you're just going to say what is, you know, what ultimately would be the, I guess, the thing to say, which is like, oh, that damn color altered everything and it's messed up. Like, it's way too weird painting on that color. I think today I can say that damn color is messed up and it's weird to paint anything on top of it. But you know what? If you fight yourself through that painting, there's a cool painting hidden underneath there. Like there is, there is a chance to pull that painting off, but it's tough. I mean, I wasn't really, I don't know if I was showing it at the beginning. Oh, Danny, I was like, fuck this.
No,
Like,
I
was
know
like,
you.
what
I know
did
you,
I
so I can read
do?
that.
What did I do?
No,
I was
I know
thinking
you.
I was feeling so stupid for making this decision. But again, it gives you, painting will give you a chance. It will. It always gives you a chance. And it's a matter, do you want to, like, do you want to make the necessary sacrifices to actually execute on that chance that painting is giving you, or are you just set in your ways and you say nope, I paint differently, this is the way I paint, we're just not compatible, I could never work on this ground, this is BS, like this is stupid, nope, sorry, nope. Like, and those could all be fine, because we're gonna see paintings on surfaces and paints and brushes that all give us the necessary like ammunition to create an excuse that feels valid, that is going to feel completely valid. It's like, no, I don't paint under this light. I think that if there's one overarching like saving grace for our painted lives, is that we are flexible. And it's probably taught us that we're far more flexible than we even thought we were. Because I thought of myself as a flexible painter, but we've done paintings that it's like, oh, stop it. Like, there's no way that if you gave me options, I would have chosen to do those paintings. If you had given me options to what I want to paint in life, there are paintings that I would have said, oh, fuck no, I'm not painting that. Like, that's crazy. No way. Like, I don't want to paint that. Who wants to go through that? But when you force yourself, when you tell yourself, go through it, come on. And not only go through it, try to like express how horrible it is going through it to all the people that are watching. And then not only say that, but then try to adjust. Try to be like, okay, what is this damn thing asking of me so that we can make a damn painting?
Yeah.
I think that that's super cool.
And making it live. Because I think
Yeah.
if this was an edited video, it would have been a completely different thing.
Oh, and you probably would have heard me like, Danny, come here. Like, look at this damn thing. Like,
No,
what
yeah.
the hell am I supposed to do with
And
this?
I think that maybe you would have been like, you know what? Let's stop recording.
Yeah, it's too much.
I can't do it.
Yeah, it's too much. It just feels like, oh, F this.
Yeah, but no, I was going to address the fact that you were struggling while doing it, while talking to people.
Yeah.
So it was not like doing a voiceover in retrospective.
And I have to say, you were not on your A game today with your comedy, so...
With my comedy?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm sorry, I was a 10.
Yeah, no.
I was a 10.
I really needed you today. And,
I was a 10.
Crickets.
I was your ground.
Oh, yeah, you are my ground. You got that right.
Get that right.
Bah. Anyways,
So,
we're good. Any closing comments?
Yeah.
Questions?
So.
And we can leave people behind.
Ana Azuela dice, está increíble la sensación de luz. A veces en temporada de incendios, acá los atardeceres tienen una luz muy parecida, naranja/rosa. Dice, maestrazo Nicolás y Dani modelaza y artistaza también. Se les admira mucho, aplausos. Ay, tan bonita Ana, muchas gracias. Tom Thumb was saying, oh, the earring with the pink highlight is Chef's Kiss.
Oh, I debated that one in my brain, but I left it, so thank you.
Rosalind said, I think this painting is stunning.
Thank you,
Bravo.
Rosalind. Thank
Brava.
You. Brava.
Mike Richens was saying, it feels a bit like a highlighter drawing on a sticky note in an amazing way. Lovely.
I like it. Sticky note. Let's call it sticky note.
Sticky note? Yeah, I like
it. A post-it or post-it. Which one do you like most?
Are you going to post it to Instagram?
Oh, Jesus. See, I told you I needed your A game.
Sticky note. I like sticky note more.
You like sticky note?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do sticky note.
Then.
Thank you for that. Who was that with the suggestion? With the
Mike Richins.
Mike, thank you for the title of the painting.
So they were laughing about your more cowbell.
Oh, I mean, I was there. I couldn't. If I was going to execute on something today, it was going to be the painting. So, sorry.
I mean,
my walk-in.
Tom Thumb,
My
Liet,
walk-in.
Callum,
Yeah.
Gil, and Roslyn
Yeah.
were laughing about it, so it wasn't that bad.
More cowbell.
No, I mean, it wasn't do it again. But it wasn't
actually,
that
that last
bad.
one. I mean, I'm half whispering it because I'm self-conscious, but it wasn't too bad.
Let's see. Bruno V was saying, "Oh my God, it looks so incredible. I
Thank
just got home.
Yeah.
This light is surreal, like magical. You can feel it so strong."
Like Danny.
Oh, thank you.
See,
was
that's
so
that's A
nice.
game.
That you're
You were
always
like,
A game
No,
with me.
I know.
I'm A game with you. I wasn't
No.
just A game with my humor
nay
today.
game.
Nay game.
Yeah, like
Makes
no.
no
Like nay,
sense.
no.
Juan Fesit dice gracias por el directo.
Gracias, Juan.
Nicholas Mijarovich was saying, really mesmerizing. The struggle was worth it.
Thank you. Croatian sensation.
Felipe Vallejo was saying,
¿Qué dice Felipe?
what makes a painting bad or lazy? Love to hear you both elaborate about it.
No, pero Felipe nos pone a hacer ensayo ya despidiéndonos.
No. Because we elaborated about that.
Oh, okay, a little bit.
So
I
they
feel.
were saying that they enjoyed
Oh, okay. Bueno, gracias,
hearing
Felipe.
us
Pensé
talk
que
about
me
that.
iba a poner a hacer tarea ahorita, Felipe.
So he was giving a compliment,
Oh, okay.
and you were like, hey, no.
No, well, he went to my school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Very nice dude. Great painter. Great teacher, too.
Oh.
He's the teacher. I don't know if Felipe is still the teacher at my nephew's school.
Oh.
Cami Pablo's school.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Cami's ex-school.
Ex-school. Yeah.
Yeah. Parting Mist said, the contrast of colors side by side is so interesting. When I was a kid, I used to stare at optical illusions until I could break the illusion. The simultaneous contrast reminds me of that.
Oh, this one
By the
broke me.
way, painting is looking so good.
I love the it's looking, but we're done. No, but thank you for that.
No, because they were saying this while, like, some time ago, because we started talking
Okay.
before you ended painting.
Okay.
Lola Onigiri dice, definitivamente todos necesitamos una dosis de trust the process.
Siempre, 100% onigiris.
Marcelo Peralta dice, amazing painting. It was so cool to see
Marcelo.
you navigate around this pink and come up with a sensible solution.
Thank you.
Nicholas Mijarovich was saying, haha, so goofy.
I know.
That's like the best way to describe Nicholas.
Either that or dumbass.
No, goofy. Airbot70 was saying, it's Pinky Tuscadero.
Okay.
No sé.
That sounded perfect, Danny.
Tuscadero?
Yeah, there we go.
No, you're laughing.
No, I'm not laughing.
How is it?
I never make fun of the way you say things.
How is it?
Never. Or very seldomly.
Let me
If
know.
Ever,
How
like
is
I
it?
have five,
How
maybe
is
5
it?
opportunities.
5? I can name you 10
5
times.
opportunities that I laugh at how you said something. But
Okay, hot
you know
dog.
I love it. We would be nothing if it wasn't for the way you say
Okay,
things.
hot dog. How do you say it?
No, it was perfect.
Bruce Jiménez dice, excelente trabajo, Nicolás. Me pregunto si te sorprende tu trabajo tanto como a nosotros.
No, pero no sé cómo responder eso.
Pues
pero
di
muchas gracias. Sí, muchas gracias.
Dejan Ostojic said, great work.
Thank you.
So I think we're
good?
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then I would keep reading and reading. So
I'm painting. What was the title? What was the final title
the
for
amazing
today's?
title for today's video.
Oh, if you can fit like
It
an
is.
amazing, if you could put like an amazing somewhere in there.
Painting for a High-Chroma painting. Painting for a High-Chroma painting, amazing painting. No.
Oh, no, but it's perfect as it is. It's perfect. I love it.
Painting for a High-Chroma painting. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
Thank you.
perfect.
Excellent.
Um.
Are we done? I think we're done.
So yeah, I think we are done.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
I think tomorrow we can do like a solo painting. You know, like a one shot. We haven't done
Oh,
one
I
of
thought
those.
you were saying like you without me, and I was like, no,
I
because
mean,
this
if you
is
give
not
me
a
a
solo
chance. I mean,
channel.
today you were a handful,
This
so
is not a
I
solo
need some
channel.
breathing room.
So if it's a solo stream, it's gonna be me.
I'm suffocating here.
So thank you, everyone. Again, maybe if you were new here, if you're
Yeah.
new here,
Yeah.
or if you're an old or a recurrent viewer,
Sounded ageist, but yes,
and
okay.
you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing.
Yes.
And as you have
Mm.
noticed
Mm.
this week,
Oh.
we do the live stream sometimes at one time, sometimes at other times. So the best way to know when we're live
Mm.
is if you ring the bell.
Yeah.
We're so happy to have you here always. This is Nicolas' Instagram over
Mhm.
there, where you could see later
Mhm.
a picture of the painting
Mm.
if you want to see it. And this is my Instagram. There's not gonna be a picture of this painting, but there are some carvings, some paintings, some drawings, and that's it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Yeah.
And do you want to add something?
No,
please?
not at all. No.
Not even
You
a
covered
goodbye?
everything. We love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye,
And check
everyone.
our storefront.
Our paintedlives.com,
Paintedlives.com.
which is the most important thing.
We can only do this because we depend on awesome people like all of you.
I
So
forgot the most important thing.
Oh,
So
Jesus
if you
Christ.
really like this painting and you really want to see how it pops in real life,
yeah,
you could buy it
Oh,
in
that
our
sounds super
storefront,
exclusive.
our
Though.
painted lives.
I mean, that's very cool. But
No,
yes, experiencing a painting as a painting is amazing. I have to say this.
yeah.
And we say this because we, you know, what we're asking of people is something that we do constantly. And we're
Yes.
not, this is not like we're proud of ourselves, like, oh, we're so proud of ourselves for this. But no, I think that this is our responsibility as artists, that we are, life is giving us a chance to do what we love, and we're doing well. And what better way to enjoy doing well in what you love than to say, oh, I want a painting from this other person, or this other person's putting something up for sale, and we get it. And every month we buy paintings, and it's always like
Or sculptures or
paintings,
drawings.
or objects or drawings, but every month it's always amazing when you have an idea of what something is, because you see it through that dumb little square that is Instagram. And then when you see it, it's always amazing. It's
Yeah.
always like, awe-inspiring, and an experience that I don't know if I could live without. Like, I love every aspect of painting, and one that I need, and I can speak for Danny by saying this. I know I need this in my life when you have somebody who's talented, and you're able to get what they're doing,
Yeah.
like a tiny little slice of what they're doing. There's nothing cooler in life than just
Yeah.
having like that little reminder with you of how enormously talented this people in this planet can be. So maybe if it's not this painting, we always say this, like our philosophy, it doesn't stop with us, and it should never stop with us.
Mhm.
If right now you got excited about painting and you're reminded of somebody that you've always wanted a painting from, doesn't have to be an Ashley Wood painting, because those are expensive, but
Or if you can.
if
that
you
would be
can buy an
amazing,
Ashley Wood
yeah.
painting, please do so. I mean, he doesn't need the money, but there's maybe more people that need some support, different from Ashley. But if you want to do it for Ashley, or you want to do it for yourself because you're going to feel like the coolest person on earth, having like some chick with a robot, that's amazing. But we always ask people, consider, we're not forcing anyone to do anything, but consider reaching out to artists that you enjoy, that you've always loved, that you've always liked and clicked on what they do and saved, things that they produce, maybe contact them. Maybe you can get something, from them, and maybe it can be, this really nice experience that opens like a bunch of doors for you. Maybe, friendships can be there, or maybe a relationship based on respect can be there. Maybe you start collecting work from these artists in the future. I hadn't mentioned it, but I thought it was very beautiful, and I do want to say it. I thought it was very, very beautiful what happened with Caroline, and,
Yeah.
and I think we can end with this. But Caroline was very brave, sharing that she was diagnosed with cancer, Caroline G, and she was even like sarcastic about it, and it just I was moved because it really felt like, we always complain about Instagram or Facebook or all these like dumb spaces that are so full of flaws, and many times can condition people into being like not the great versions of the people that they can be. But the truth is, with Caroline, a lot of people, came together, and she, she asked for help, and she asked for help, in the only way sometimes painters know how. And it's like, hey, this is my work, and if you can buy it, that's going to give me peace of mind, which is the best gift that a human being can have in life when things get rough for her. And let's hope that they never ever do. But I'm sure that, there's going to be a time where things are a little bit tougher than they are right now, and maybe some of the help that she was given by super cool people can prove to be the difference between like you like being strong and holding on to like things that you love, and you just feeling like you're alone in this world and nobody cares and you were just forgotten. So I thought it was super, super cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was very beautiful. She's amazing.
Mm.
We absolutely love her as a painter.
Crazy talented.
Yeah, we were lucky. We have like a little sketch of hers, but we also bought something of hers in her studio sale. And not to help out, I mean, because I respect her. I respect her as a human being, and it's almost like, hell yeah, I would have bought your paintings at any other time. But if this can be like a sign of us as a community, just saying, you know what, maybe at times we behave like a shitty ass community, and maybe artists tend to be weird, but we also are pretty cool, I feel. And sometimes we can feel that we can have each other's back, even if we don't know each other. Like, I don't know Caroline personally. I've just messaged her quite a bit, but in years, but there's a closeness that I feel to her, and that's all I needed to know. And of course, we were going to be part of helping her out if when she was courageous enough to post something like that. So I thought it was very nice that there was so many people that that wanted to help, and I'm sure that for a lot of people it was the same. It was like, I don't know her, but this is, you feel when another human being is asking for help.
And also, as you were saying, and this is a killer painting.
Oh,
this
hell
is
yeah.
An
We got,
painting.
like the painting that we got.
Yeah.
Danny had seen like her message, and she had seen the paintings.
And I was
and
like,
she was
no,
like,
I wanted to buy this one. And you were like, we got it.
That's the one we got. Yeah. So we were totally in tune. And I'm so happy. I mean, we bought something that was, within our the thing, that we could afford, but we were super, super happy with the people that helped her out.
Could afford a
that could afford a bigger painting, which they're absolutely gorgeous, because she does like gorgeous work. That was amazing. So very happy for her, and very happy that we are cool. I feel we're very cool. Like, when it comes to those moments that matter, I think we can be very cool. So I was very happy to see that. Anyways, that was my last little comment. So
we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.